To the people out there that say credit cards are boring, nothing ever changes, well, it seems like every single day we have something else to talk about in this game, crazily enough. As of yesterday, there was actually a rumor going around. I'll show you guys on the screen right here. But essentially, a rumor. I see it's posted by Doctor of Credit, but originally it was on Reddit. And initially, I didn't really think that it was anything. I'll be honest. I thought it was like a nothing thing. I mean, if you look at the name, if you're watching, I love you. But if you look at some of the headlines here, and that there's a rumor of the Chase Sapphire Reserve raising to 795, I thought it was baseless. But then some of these bigger blogs picked it up, some creators are talking about it, and I just thought it was interesting. So let's see what the deal is. So apparently, there's a rumor that the Chase Sapphire Reserve is going to increase its annual fee to 795. There's going to be some new benefits. There's going to be new credits. That's right. The credification, the Amexification of credit cards is here to say. And let's just say if this does go through and this is all true, I think it's very interesting. I'll just say I actually like a lot of the credits. I like some of the benefits. So let me just show you. Let's just go through and then we'll talk about it afterwards. So like we said, the proposed new annual fee. And if you want some of the backstory, essentially, this Reddit guy, he said that I don't know, he was talking to some reps, and then they said, "Oh, apparently that he was like, oh, I want to get the card," and he was like, "Oh, good thing you're getting it now because it's going to be changing soon, or they're raising the annual fee." And then he inquired further, and the rep just said like, "Oh." I wasn't supposed to say that or something. So let's see whatever these proposed changes actually are. So as we know, Sapphire Reserve right now is a 550 annual fee card, but they're saying it may go up to 795. That's a $245 increase. Shout out to Doctor of Credit for that's easy to read stuff. So some of the multipliers on this card and how they're going to be changing, and a lot of people behind the scenes I've been talking to said this is very interesting. So 10x the Chase travel and hotels and cars are now being reduced to 8x. So currently we have 10x. Under these new changes, it says this would be reduced to 8x. And you might be saying, oh, that's a nerf. But then there's a couple of interesting things. Like here, the 5x Chase travel flights increased to 8x. So if you're going to the portal, booking a flight through the Chase travel portal, you'll be getting 8x back instead of the 5x back. Okay, so that's cool. They also have the 3x direct flights. So this would be under, I guess, the normal travel category, which they're mentioning here is actually going away. So it won't be just like an everything broad travel category. That would be reduced to 1x, for everything. But they would have this new 3x direct flights and hotels increased to 4x. So if, you can book any hotel or any flights, does not have to be on the Chase Travel portal, and you'll get 4x back on all that spend. Now that's pretty interesting right off the bat. For those of you who are I guess non-portal warriors, as I call them, and you're trying to book a lot of stays in cash. Like more recently, I've been finding a lot more, some deals with cash that I've been actually booking for some other hotels, and I've been choosing to save some of my points. So in this case, if you're getting 4x back on flights and hotels, and it's direct general, that's pretty cool. Now, those are just the multipliers. Normally, I'm not too, crazy about them. I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts in the live stream. We'll talk about it after. But some of the credits I was pretty excited about. I was just, about to go live here, and I was like, let me reread this. And I was like, wait a second. They mentioned here, proposed a $500 edit credit. Now, if you guys are unfamiliar, Edit is the program that Chase has, almost like akin to Amex's FHR. So Fine Hotels and Resorts, you have Capital One's Premier Collection, and then you have the MasterCards of the world, a luxury hotel program. Basically, a program that allows you to book hotels, usually in cash. I think there's actually ways for points here and everything. Well, you can use points and stuff like that for the portals. But essentially, you go to the hotels. It's a fancy experience. They'll give you dining credits, like experience credit, $100. They'll give you breakfast credit, $60, $80. I've talked about it a million times. I love this, the ability to book hotels in this way. And I don't know. Listen, man, I'm not, trying to be Mr. Crazy or, tinfoil hat, but I mean, I've been saying for a very long time. I said, if the Amex Platinum card goes up to $1,000 in annual fees, I've often said on live streams and videos, if they just gave me like a $600 FHR credit, just give me 600, I would be happy. I could recoup the cost of a high annual fee with just that alone. And apparently that's kind of what, as per the rumors, that they're interested in. So it says a $500 edit credit. Of course, it is the couponification, right? So 250 semi-annual, so 250 every 6 months towards that. But I do like that price point. If that's true, it actually has me a little bit more excited about the Sapphire Reserve because, well, I'm also thinking if it's going to be a raised annual fee, hopefully a raised welcome offer, 100,000 plus, right? That's what we can hope for. It's been so many years since we had 100K on the Sapphire Reserve. I think last time probably had an annual fee of 450. But this 250 price point is great because right at that limit, 250 to 300 is right where you can start getting some really luxury stays, but still be able to retain minimum like $180 for the first night that you're booking under these hotel programs. So I'm like, if you can spend 300 and get $180 in food credits back, eat at the hotel, but I can get a $250 hotel credit, every 6 months. That's pretty cool, especially since you can probably do something where you can just book ahead. So you can actually just book a $250 stay, a $300 stay, a year from now. Okay, I got one night. Okay, let the 6 months go by. I got my 250 credit again and book a second night. You can have two nights under the edit program. I actually don't know about edit. I know FHR has some weird rules, like, oh, you can't put two single nights at the same hotel. I don't know. This is the whole big thing, but I'm just thinking out loud of how this could be interesting to use. So, like, what once was just a $500 credit per year could be a 2 night stay and like $300 in food credits and something like that. So I think that's really cool. So that alone, honestly, at an $800 annual fee, not to be too crazy, but I actually think that's kind of worth it. Based on how I travel and how I like to do these programs, like that gets me excited. Also, I want to shout out Matt Clausen. He, something interesting with this because I saw his video the other day here. Chase Travel is up to something with hotels, and he talked about, I don't know for sure. I would say, watch the video, but he talked about how, I guess, through the portal, you're able to get more and more, like a 10x through a lot of other things. So it's interesting that they're changing a lot of things here. And he noted that they, maybe they're up to something. So like, there's a few things changing within Chase, and we'll talk about something else in a second that they changed recently. So initially I was like, there's no way it's changing. I don't think the Sapphire Reserve is changing, but if it did, it would make sense. It would make sense now. So this already seems too good to be true. How could they treat us so well, right? I can we've been stiff for so long. I feel like this is such a good credit. Maybe I'm crazy. I want to hear you. I want to hear you guys say after. Next, we have a $300 dining credit via the Sapphire Reserve tables. 250 semi-annual. Okay, so I'm guessing 150 semi-annual here. It's just a little typo. So I guess it would be $150 every 6 months as a dining credit via the Sapphire Reserve tables. If you're unfamiliar of what that is, it's right here. So yeah, Sapphire Reserve, they have, or Sapphire, they've been able to partner with OpenTable and Visa. Let me see where they actually, yeah, partnership with Visa and OpenTable to allow for, I guess, these luxurious or more higher end dining situations. And they said that the program currently covers restaurants in more than 25 US cities, but Chase says they're going to add more and more. So this is something I think they did. Did I read this right? Yeah, April 18th. So really not that long ago. They've been integrating all these things, which kind of like, again, it kind of makes sense. Like these changes that are happening, it's all kind of at the same time. So like, what's going on here? And I really like this because, well, one, yeah, $150 every 6 months is a great dinner. I mean, forget it. You can cover Valentine's Day and a birthday for your spouse. If you have a spouse, if you don't have a spouse, you can treat yourself. And hopefully your spouse has a birthday that's like past the tipping point of 6 months. Like you would hate to have like Valentine's Day and like a month later it's their birthday. So if that's the case, maybe get a new, wife, get a new husband. But you want to have it so that you have a wife or a husband that their birthday is past 6 months. So like you could do February and the next one's August, right? So you could have two awesome dining out credits with this Sapphire. So yeah, choose your partner wisely. But another reason I thought this was interesting is that a lot of the times when you have these certain programs, and I like that they say partnership with Visa, because if you guys didn't know, when you go on, you call Visa like the concierge, Mastercard as well. Some of these concierges will allow it, but a lot of the times they have partnerships. So we've seen in the past like partnerships with Viator and Get Your Guide. They also have partnerships with certain restaurants, so you can technically call a Visa, get a restaurant, see what's in their what's eligible for their special dining access, as they mentioned here. And sometimes you can get some free amenities. Like you can actually book a restaurant under the Visa program, pay the normal amount, no discounts or anything like that, I think. But you can get like a free dessert or a free glass of champagne or free glass of wine, free cake at the end of it, or like a specialty food that they have just because you booked through that partnership and they have that partnership. So I would love it if it's like a stackable thing where if this is true and like many of their reserve table restaurants are also, the same part of the visa, you can make a reservation, you can book everything with your Sapphire Reserve. Um, will have access to it, and you can get free amenities. And then on top of that, get your $250, or $150 every 6 months credit. That's pretty cool. Forget it. If you're talking, let's say we have a one stay, and I'll come to the chat after. I can't see you guys are writing, but I'm having fun. So think about this. Like, if this is true, again, you pay $800. It hurts. But then you're kind of guaranteeing if you can get a hotel, let's say it's like a $300 hotel. Okay. Maybe you're paying an extra $100 for it that you didn't want to. But you get a really nice hotel where you can get a bunch of dining credits, a bunch of stuff like that. Maybe it's breakfast, it covers breakfast. And then you could use your dining credit for a really nice romantic meal wherever that you're out there. Hopefully that the city that you're traveling to also has access to these dining collections, and is eligible for these credits. So that would be really, really cool. But think about how magical that would be. I mean, forget it. In one, quick, maybe weekend vacation, you could have luxury, you could have, luxury hotel, luxury dining experience. And literally with the hotel programs and the, dining programs, you could probably recoup the annual fee right there. I don't think that's far fetched to say that that would be able to recoup the annual fee. Now, I will say some of you may notice if you're reading past what I'm reading, which don't skip ahead, is that there's actually, I don't believe there's any longer, or at least proposed, there's going to be a travel credit. It seems like there's no longer going to be a $300 travel credit, and it's going to be replaced instead with these kinds of credits, and we'll talk about the other ones in a second. And while I think that would hurt a lot of people, I think a lot of people feel like, that would suck if you didn't have that $300 travel credit because it's so broad. A lot of people like to use it. So many things code for it, for that credit. It's very easy to use. It would make sense to me that, and much like Amex has done, is move all the credits to things which they have partnerships with so they can actually benefit in the same process. Like, Amex and Resi. Now we have Resi credits since they bought it because all the money kind of comes back to them in a way. FHR, obviously, that they have great partnerships with them in those specific hotels. I could see a world since, Edit and that it's owning the program and having these partnerships where they can get some money back from it, and it's keeping the money kind of in the ecosystem. Same with the the collection of the dining. Everything leads back to a partnership. So it's like, how could we give our customers more money to use at more of our facilities so the money never actually leaves? It's kind of like those old school, like when Starbucks initially came out with like their gift card system, and it's like, oh, I got prepaying for this, but it's like the money never left Starbucks to begin with. They have it on their balance sheet. So this is a little bit different, but you can see, I can see it. Like, it makes sense to me that these are the moves because that's what largely Amex is doing, and I think a lot of others are going to be doing. Then we have a $300 StubHub credit. So that's also $150 semi-annual. And I gotta say, if this is true, I love the semi-annual. I gotta love it. I mean, come on, am I crazy? Listen, I've never been one to care too much about the reserve. I had a weird stint with it maybe a couple months ago when I was worried about travel and I didn't know what I was doing. I still don't know what I'm doing. But I thought I was wrong on that, and that was bad video. But this has me excited for a Sapphire Reserve. This would make me go out so far and be interested in possibly getting it. At least for a year, try it out, see the deal with this. So $300 StubHub credit. If you guys are unaware, StubHub, they sell tickets. I've gone through the Great War. I've been able to get Taylor Swift tickets for my wife and myself. Listen, I love Taylor Swift as well. We like to see her stuff. And this would give you a credit towards that, which is very interesting. There's plenty of people out there who are trying to buy concert tickets all the time. I mean, once a year, we'll do a concert out here in South Carolina. We saw Willie Nelson, not that long ago. Actually, twice we saw him, I believe. We saw Bob Dylan. And if you can get a fairly flexible $150, I mean, $150 is like honestly, for some of the shows we've gone to, that's two tickets. That's two tickets in a bad seat. Maybe it's one ticket and it's half off for, maybe a bigger person. But for me, where I'm at, and some of the people that come through, that's actually pretty cool. And I'm so surprised that's a credit. Like, I don't know if we've ever seen a credit like that, to be honest. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I kind of really like that StubHub credit because that literally would fund. Like what did we do? We saw the Lumineers a few years ago. We stayed at the Ballantine under FHR. and we went to Charlotte, and I think it was like, yeah, it was probably $200 for 2 tickets. Like, not bad, and that was a great show. So I'm interested in that. What do you guys think? $300 DoorDash credit via 25 a month. Damn. God damn. Now, if you guys know, the current credit is as follows: the monthly DoorDash credit under the normal Sapphire Reserve. Dash Pass members get up to 25 in monthly promos, $5 monthly promo, two $10 non-restaurant DoorDash promos through. I mean, it's kind of like tricky. Nobody really understands it. I mean, obviously you guys do, but do I care? I really care when it's put in so many different terms. Not really. But if it's laid out, all right, you got 300 a year, 25 a month, much like the Amex Bonvoy Brilliant. 100%. That's very easy to use. That's that for most people. If you're doing it once a month, that's covering your once a month meal. $10 usually is not enough. We know with the Amex Platinum and the Gold, we have our $10 a month. It's never enough. It's only enough if you have like both Amex Gold and Platinum, and you can get 25 per month, right? So you're kind of getting the best of those both worlds in one card. So I'm not one that DoorDashes anymore, but if I had to, if I had the credit, I would do it. I'll go get my, Culver's, my Bojangles. That's 25 a month. That's a lot easier than $10. I think you guys would admit. $120 DoorDash membership, so that's cool. So I guess you can get that discounted, like more food for the same price. So that's pretty cool. $250 towards Apple TV and Apple Music. I don't know what the deal is with this. Maybe you guys can fill me in. Does this mean like I never looked into Apple TV or how any of that works. Are we thinking that it's just a $250 credit that I could just go buy $250 in songs on Apple Music? Or is what is Apple TV every year? Is that like $250? So you can get like, complimentary Apple TV membership. Is it worth it? Do you guys do that? I just watch YouTube for everything. So I don't know. I mean, we have Netflix because, the show You just came on, but, that'll be canceled again. So we got 100. Okay, moving on. $120 Lyft credit via 5%. So I guess via 5%, does that mean we're still getting the 5% back, like on the current Sapphire Reserve? And then $10 a month in Lyft credit. Now, I guess out of all of the credits, this is like I think the most valuable for a lot of people, but also like maybe the hardest to use. However, again, I find this super valuable. I have to, in the not so distant future, actually a few times, will have to go to my local airport because it's a very, easy to get to Hertz rental car. And what I think is the easiest thing, and what I've done in the past, is like took a rental car and did a positioning drive over to Charlotte, which is only about an hour away. So I could do a one-way Hertz rental from my home airport here in Greenville over to Charlotte, and then just drop off the rental there. Okay, cool. And so yeah, so I think that to get to my local airport, it's probably about $10 or maybe $15. So actually that would be helpful. How often? Maybe 3 months out of the year, I would say, or maybe 4 months out of the year I would use that. So it's actually not that bad. And especially if you're going to be traveling and stuff, and you're going to be taking lifts, and you're going to be, I think that can be useful for sure. I mean, listen, anytime we've ever done creator meetups, right? We've always used our Uber Cash just to, get us rides to and from the meetup. So I think it's beneficial still. $120 Peloton credit. Get that out of my face. Ain't nobody care about that. That's why everyone's canceling the platinum card, because we don't want our Peloton anymore. I'm kidding. I don't know. Again, leave it up to you guys. Are you guys interested in $120 Peloton credit? I don't know. I'm not interested. All right. So then see, it's like, man, where were the surveys? Where are the surveys? Oh, interesting. Okay, so maybe I haven't. So maybe I missed something here. You guys have probably wrote it a million times. So they mentioned here, we haven't been able to verify this on our own. Above are just changes. Existing benefits will remain the same. So they say the $300 travel credit exists. I mean, come on. If that's true, how could that be true? Am I crazy? Am I crazy for thinking they would get rid of that? I don't think I'm crazy for thinking they would get rid of the 300 on top of it. If that's true and they keep the $300, there's no way. There's no way they're going to keep the $300 credit. It's too valuable. That's way too valuable. Because how would they do? I mean, look, does that mean I would get 300 plus the 250 every 6 months? Like I can get 3 separate days all under the edit collection? and even if they have the rule, like you can't do 3 consecutive stays, like FHR, like restrictions, and who knows if you could even bypass that, to be honest. But if that's true, I mean, it's like one of the most powerful cards, I think, out there. I don't know. I'm at a lot. I feel like I think I'm right. I think I'm right. Like at least like how I'm thinking of how I would use it. That's guaranteed. You know, and then you could supplement with points, but that's a week-long vacation. Most of it's supplemented by this card. I think that's really cool. And obviously, people love the lounge access. They like the ability to, the Sapphire lounges. It seems like they're expanding more and more. I'm excited to finally go to one, and pretty soon. So, okay, all right. So let me calm down. So received after. Okay, so again, Amexification. So we know that the Amex had these rule changes about a year and a half ago, where it's like, oh, if you spend $75,000 on our card, then we'll give you like guest access to the Centurion Lounge or Delta Sky Clubs for you and your partner or whatever, and a few other benefits as well. So I guess the 75K, I guess that's the number, right? I guess that's the number to know if they're a valuable customer. 70,000, 69,000, not enough. 75K, you're valuable. If you spend 75,000 in a year, I'm guessing it's similar, so every year. You'll get a $500 Southwest credit, which I don't know who said it. It might have been Samuel in the Discord. They mentioned like nothing says luxury like the like Southwest. And I don't know. I can't speak to that. I never flew with Southwest. I don't know what the deal is. You do get Southwest A list though, which apparently a lot of people are always fighting for. They always want to get their A list. So that's interesting. IHG1 rewards Diamond Elite status. Okay, Lonnie. Lonnie, you interested in that? If he's here, Lonnie might be interested. So that's cool. I don't really have too much experience with IHG yet. Maybe in the next few years, but seems like a lot of people get good value, when they go to the Continentals and what have you. So that's interesting. Love to hear your thoughts. And then 250, the shops credit. I don't know what the shops is. What is the shops? The shops. No, we're not talking about where I live. I don't know. I'm sure it's it's just a site where you can buy some miscellaneous things. And essentially, so before I go to you guys, let's see what some of Reddit has to say. And I want to hear your overall thoughts because again, I'm interested. So let's see. This is where Reddit kind of broke it down. I guess one thing that was missed, the authorized user goes from 75 per to 195. Okay, that's interesting. Let's see if anything else was missed. Oh, what the heck? Also, this guy said, put up the walls. Nothing says premium like Southwest status. Oh my God, that's funny. All right. Where did that one go? Oh, we lost it. Somebody said military. That said I'm signing up. All right. I don't know where that went, but let's see. I know at least they'll give us a United status credits and club access. Interesting. Amex Platinum offering Walmart Plus. Race to the bottom. Oh my goodness. I hate that Amex does coupon books, but if we're being realistic, it's mainly upper middle income and lower end of upper income people who want her. Okay, interesting. Chase Executive. Hey, you're right. Let's give them Spirit status instead. They love that. Oh my God, so many people are so jaded to it. And maybe I'm just crazy, but I don't think it deserves this much hate. This guy said 3x on travel reduced to 1x is the worst change. I mean, how much are you spending on travel? Unless you're killing it, Cryptos, I get it. Unless you're killing it and just going crazy. But, most of my friends are trying to supplement with all their points and miles, right? We're not trying to pay that much cash, all right? When it makes sense, the valuation's too low on the redemption, sure. I've done that for a few stays coming up. But am I really worried about it? Not really. CSP and Ventrix looking real hot right now. MX CEO, 795, hold my beer, 995 platinum incoming. Yeah, I mean, look, if the platinum comes with $1,000 annual fee, but it gets very similar credits, like I said, if it, give me 700, like $600, I'm asking too much, but $600 for HR, give me a $300 resi credit, like yeah, I'm excited. I'm more excited, in fact. So all right, that's my spiel. That's the deal. What's going on here? Now I can finally say what's up to everybody. What have I missed? What have I missed? I appreciate you guys being here at 2:24 Eastern Standard Time. Let's go, baby. That was 25 minutes you sat through that rant. I appreciate you guys for being here. I wasn't gonna do it, but then I was like, it looked kind of interesting. All right, so first, let me shout out Mr. Mike Newland. I mean, he's crazy. I mean, every video, right now, he's dropping 20 spots, so he's literally funding life at the moment. So thank you, Mike, for being here, sir. I really appreciate you, and for the 20 spot before even going live in each video. It means a lot, and I'm gonna have to send you some, a lifetime supply of shirts. So I appreciate you, Mike. All right, let's see here. Let's see here. Ian says, "You kids don't work on Fridays anymore, do you?" Yeah, man. Yeah, yeah. Listen, live the Anthony Venture jobless life. That's the way. That's the way. Oh goodness, James. I've never used their dining hotel or StubHub though. Not sure about those. Interesting. I like them. Well, I won't spend too much time. I'll try to see what you guys are saying, and then we'll keep it running. I also have so many other things to talk about. So many things have happened since we last spoke. We need to do a sit down. Mr. Cowling says, "Ian, are you still buying gold?" The gold man, Ian, the gold man. Let's go, Ant. Appreciate you being here, Anthony. Alex, hey, Anthony just joined. The potential update is wild. Appreciate you, Alex, for being here. And I agree. I agree. This is like, if this is true, again, yesterday, I was like, this is baseless. This is a rumor. Then some people are talking about it. And look, it still might be baseless, but it's a little more interesting. And I'm glad to theorize. I like theorizing. I like thinking about what's possible, and if this is possible, I'm happy with it. Filmo says, breaking news from Filmo's world, current CSR is trash. Rumored newest CSR is fire. I would get this card without question. Let's go. If you can convert Filmo, it's done. The marketing is done. Jamie Dimon, you won. You won. If Filmo was easily converted from a CSR hater to a lover, oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Philip, what's going on, Phil? Points to Philip. Yeah, give it a shot. Hell yeah. Ian says yes, too much. But still okay. Gold. Cowling says, what cards would work best? And is there a better day of the week? Oh my god, we're talking about gold. Falcon says the $300 travel credit going away. So yeah, So as Phil said, it looks like I just assumed because I'm like we're getting so much value, but if we're getting that on top, I'm like, come on, man. There's no way. I'm sorry. How are they going to give a $500 edit collection, which is essentially how I would be using my travel credit anyway? It would be going towards the edit collection, most likely. I mean, it could be just some regular hotels. I just, how I feel about my portal, my luxury hotel programs, right? So if it's like that, and the $300 dining, and you got some StubHub, like this is basically the one card that is like covering all of your experiences. Like Cesar always said, the Amex Platinum card is the only card to cover it, and I think there's still a little more. But with this, it's like you got your entertainment, right? You could do StubHub, you could do some concerts. We do that once a year anyway. You got your edit hotel collection. It's exactly how I want to travel. It's got the dining credits that are easy to use. Even DoorDash is pretty easy to use. What am I missing? Yeah, I mean that basically those three alone, just those credits alone, easily, I would say almost easily beats that a $7.95 annual fee if it's true. So I'm interested. Richie says, just got here, so it sounds like you're for the changes. Yeah, I think so. I'm for it. Unless it launches and it's like, oh no, we're actually not doing that. If like they watch this video and they're like, oh wait, they're too excited. Leave. Get rid of the credits. Get rid of everything he likes. Falcon says Chase needs to take away Peloton and Lyft credit and give 2x on everything. Interesting. I mean, that'd be cool, but look, I'm happy if they can just produce these credits, and if these rumors are true and they produce these credits and make everything 1x, I would be happy. And I understand that's very inflammatory to say. That'll piss a lot of people off. But I feel correct in that in my own life. I think 1x on everything. I don't even care. Don't even give me a multiplier. Just give me those credits. Because what was the math on that? That's easy to use for me. 500, 800, 1100. Yeah, I would say at least 1100 minimum. I would be able to get value from, and it's only including 3 credits, not the rest of them. So I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. Cowling says that makes sense. US bar would be amazing. Peloton is trash. Unbelievable. Ian says, don't forget to bring Resi gift card that you got from American Express. MTUs. Do we know if Sapphire reserved table is only in select cities? Yes, it says they're in 25 cities currently, but apparently they just kind of launched it like 3 weeks ago, like April 18th. So it seems like a lot of these other cards are I don't know. I guess each ecosystem, it seems like if you look at Built, look at Amex, look at Chase now, and Matt Clausen, actually, kudos to him. He has been really on the pulse of Chase for the last year, and he's been finding these little things on his videos, like the dining sections or certain portal issues, and I don't know, buying out certain companies, much like Amex did, for a few years. They're almost all of them seem to be just trying to be the everything company. So it's like you can have your experiences with them, your concert tickets and all that. You can have your dining experiences with them, your travel experiences with them, keep them all in the family. In this way, hopefully the consumer has a good experience and the credit card, the bank itself, can further profit and kind of almost vertically integrate everything. So they keep as much of the margins as possible. So I'm like, if it comes out in this way, I'm happy with that. Let's do it. Yeah. So let's see. SoCal Gambler. If this, wow, I love that name and that profile picture. Just like hitting jackpots. If this is true, all the new benefits are useless to me. I will have to downgrade my reserve. Damn, I'm surprised. I'm surprised at how many people are saying it's not valuable. I hear it. Listen, I hear it. But I want to know where you going? Where you traveling? Daniel Sparks, I'm gonna crash out. Oh goodness. Daniel Spot. Well, look, even if this did happen and they just dropped it immediately, Daniel, you're good. You got the reserve. You upgraded, so you got the lower annual fee, and you'll get those benefits, right? So you I'm gonna crash. Kelly says, "I heard the 300 crab. Yeah, is staying. Yep, yep, yep. Hell yeah. That's great. Is this legit? Who knows? Who knows, Daniel? Honestly, it's fun to talk about and theorize. La Casa Famosa, Famoso. 3. If this is true, then the Sapphire Reserve will be a trash card. Those credits are useless to me. Come on, what's useless about it? All right, I'm not here to sell you. All right, because I don't even know if this exists. But I'm just looking at it from my point of view. How are these credits trash? I mean, these are the easiest credits out there. I don't know of any other cards that have easier credits than this, if this is true. I mean, the only thing I could think of is like, oh, if I get a Hilton Aspire card or, Ritz Carlton card, I get a free night certificate. That's very easy to use. Like, yeah, if we had like that kind of thing, but those are hotel cards. It's not, a general travel card. I don't know of any credits that are harder. I mean, I get it. Look, the Sapphire Reserve table, sure. If we're going to be cynics, I agree. It's only 25 cities, likely to not be that many places, almost like built dining, even though they can have some decent places now. But, some of the times, you're trying to go to a place, it's not on the list, you can't use your credit. Who knows if this is even gameable, though? You know, again, I know some people don't like the gaming, but hey, look, maybe you can get a gift card at the Sapphire Reserve. We got to stop with the gift cards. It's too much. Anyway, so I could see that being harder to use. I could see if StubHub, like if you don't do concerts, we do once a year, so it works for me organically. That would actually generally help a lot. And the people we see generally like pretty low price, so around that price. So that works for me. Even if you got like one ticket, and then another ticket 6 months from then, cool. But the edit, man, anybody can book these hotels. They're like everywhere. These edit, the FHRs, the luxury pro, these, you can get a lot of these in a lot of different locales. So I don't think that's hard to use at all, especially if you play the game right. But I digress. All right, I'm not here to sell you. All right, I'm here to share the news. It may be my opinion. MT says Daniel Sparks. It was posted on Reddit yesterday, and the OP proved he was a Chase employee before deleting the post he made. Oh my goodness. Oh man. Any timeline? Did you guys see any timelines on this? I don't think so, right? I don't think we have any timelines, but it's interesting. Ian says, I like the StubHub credit. I buy a few sets of NFL tickets a year. If I can space out the purchases, then that's 2 free tickets. Powerful. Yeah, I mean, for you NFL fans, I actually didn't even know you can go on there for StubHub. We just go to see like concerts and stuff. So that's cool. Joshua, appreciate you, sir. Calby's brother, appreciate you being here. If true 245 jump is wild, yeah, but you get so much. You would get so much. PG says, I'm glad I upgraded to the Ritz this year. CSR will be out of my lineup. Damn, PG. PG, say it ain't so. Come on, there's got to be more people with me. I feel like there's nobody with me. There's nobody with me that this card is way better, and actually like way better than almost every other card, if this is true. How could I be alone? I do some odd stuff though. My Life on Earth, Apple TV Plus and Apple I forget the other one. Music is 19.99 or something like that each month. Okay, so I guess that would cover a subscription. Thank you for that, the info on that, guys. Okay, so that's interesting. Anthony says I think that's 5% off up to 10%. Oh, that up to $10. Okay, cool. Thank you for that. Tim Cowling says DoorDash credits are definitely going to be exactly what they are now. Two $10 credits for non-restaurant purchases and one $5 credit for restaurants is 25 monthly. The 120 yearly is Dash Pass. So I could see what you're saying. So you're saying that the rumors here, they mentioned like, 25 per month in DoorDash credit, that it's going to be broken down how you just mentioned it and how it is currently on the Sapphire Reserve, and that they're just packaging it a little bit better. Yeah, I could see that. Would they make that, like, would they scratch, the two $10 and the $5? Who knows? I mean, why would they have this promo to December 2027 if they weren't serious about keeping that and this was just going to change to a general 25? Then yeah, 100%, that's a very good point, and you're probably right. To be honest, you're probably right. It's going to be in its current form, which is a little less easy to, which is actually a lot less easy to use, I would say. So that's definitely a not great. That's not great, but um, so it depends if you're caring about that or not. I didn't put too much stock in it, but I hear you. I hear you there for sure. Oh, what do we got? Oh, oh, Mr. Woodsy. Mr. Woodsy in the house. 20 spot. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Honestly, they need to refresh it, but it shouldn't be a coupon book. Just do a hotel credit, 150, 2x a year, and up the travel credit from 300 to 500. But if it's true what the post says, it's not horrible, but not great. I agreed. I think we all live in a world where we would hope we would hope they listen to the credit card community, the points of miles community, right? We hope that they would do what we want, and we would all be happy, but we know they're not. We know they're not going to do it. They're just not going to do it. They're going to follow what works, and what works is the couponification, because the more coupons, the more you got to keep track of, the less you're going to use them. So I just think it's going to last forever. But I agree. I don't think anybody wants coupon books, but for a coupon book, I would flip around. I would use this a little bit. I would flip around a little bit. So thank you, Woodsy, and please update me on Discord on the thing we were talking about the other day. I want to know how that worked out. Yeah, I want to know how that worked out. So let me know. But thank you for that and being here and for that as well. But I hear you. I hear you. Caleb, soon. Soon. Let me get back to it. So thank you, Philmo. Thank you, Woodsy, again. It means a lot. Absolutely. I feel like we haven't hung out in a while. I like this. Josh says 300 is so easy to use. Oh, Matt Clausen's here. The Ritz will also get an annual fee increase. Oh, Lord. Don't say it. Don't say it, Matt. You know how many people love that Ritz. You know how many people love it. And I can't risk it. I can't risk the Ritz going up an annual fee, and then Key's gonna say, "Hey, I'm canceling my Ritz," and then now I have no more Ritz. So that can't happen. So, but shout out to Matt. I was talking about you earlier with the a lot of the things you've been covering the last year that are kind of coming into fruition that would lead to this rumor being kind of true, like the dining program they bought. Like you were keeping track of that the whole year. So shout out to Matt for doing that detective work for sure. SCS says, so they're gonna remove the 3x dining. As far as they say, like, all of the existing benefits will stay the same. Well, I guess these are the main changes. So they didn't mention anything about dining here. So, like, I guess technically what people are assuming on the knowledge that I have, that I guess the 3x would remain. So I'm not entirely sure on that. It would be interesting if they were like 5x dining, but only through Sapphire Reserve tables. Like, that'd be cool, but I don't know. I don't know what they're gonna do with that. Cowling says, I think Lyft stays the same as it is now as well. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, exactly. I could see that. Clausen says, if you're only 1x other travel, the $300 credit can stay. True. Yeah. I could see the give and take there. That's interesting. Joshua says, honestly, the Lyft and DoorDash ones are the only half decent credit. Come on. The edit and dining ones are reasonable enough for what it's worth, but not a fan. And listen, hear me out, guys. Go try out these hotel programs. They're so good. They're so fun. I'm telling you, there's more to it. There's more. There's more to it. God, I did not think I was going to be getting on here and defending this. To be honest, I wasn't even like interested until 5 minutes before the stream, and I actually read through it again. I was like, "Oh, this does look interesting." I was like, "Wait a second, this is pretty, pretty cool." Lewis says, "Yeah, if they keep the 300, that ironically makes it overpowered." Oh my god, immediately, way too much. Yeah, forget it, because that was that. Wait, did I count? Yeah, I didn't even count that in my evaluate. Like if the rumors are true and like these are all the credits, I was like, oh, it's 1100 easy value from the edit, dining, StubHub for me. If the $300 remains, 1400 cash for an $800 annual fee card. I mean, I don't know, kind of makes sense to me. It kind of makes sense to me, man. And look, hey, listen, I'm also like, I'm a little bit biased too. I just realized because, well, my 4 years on the Sapphire is coming up. Come December, come November. Yeah, I think no, maybe early December. Yeah, yeah. So like, hey, listen, if Sapphire Reserve wants to like be like, hey, we're launching 800 and here's 120,000 welcome offer, minimum 120K, something like that, might see me apply. Might see me apply for it. Get that welcome offer again. I'd be happy with that. Magel says, all they needed to do was card as is, Instacart some status and the edit credit. And see, that's kind of how I feel. I'm like, if they stayed the course of like most of these credit cards, if we just had the edit collection, like the $500 edit credit, that alone is pretty powerful. I mean, that alone I'm happy with. But the fact they have all these other things, I'm like, they're kind of, I don't know. I just still can't believe it could be true. I still think it's too good. I don't know. I think I would love it. And Josh says, spending 75K, lol, it's more than I make annually. Listen, you're not an A-list then. You don't get A-list. And as Alex says, it's not even A-list preferred. Oh my goodness. Unreal. Joshua says, if you have to ask what the shop says, the CSR is not for you. AK, if these updates come true, F, F my life. Listen, I don't know what the shop says. Is that like fancy? Is that like fancy stuff? Is that why I don't know? That's funny. Now these changes deserve the hate for sure. I don't think so. I'm gonna fight. That's it. We're gonna fight everybody. I don't think so. Ian says Viter codes as travel, and I use that for about $1,000 per trip. That's cool. Yeah, that's a good point. So the $300 broad travel credit, if you could use that on Viator for tours and stuff, that's very cool. That's a good point. Um, but actually, I think I forgot to mention, like as Matt Clausen said, like all they needed was the edit credit. Think about it. I mean, the platinum card, $700 annual fee, we get a $200 hotel credit. And we, a lot of people have been, critical on that over the years, especially when, years ago when we first started on YouTube, a lot of people were like, I'm not doing FHR because it's hard to find a stay that's close to $200. And I found them and I've stayed in them. And more often than not, you could find more $300 ones, but there's a lot of, $500-$600 ones that I've also done, but it hurts. It hurts. But if you can stack it a couple times, well, not stack it, but if you could do a couple stays at a $300 hotel for $250 each credit, I mean, yeah, I'm with it. I'm with it. Oh, Daniel's here. What's going on, Daniel? Yeah, so Daniel I was actually talking to behind the scenes. We did the video together not too long ago. You guys liked him. He was talking about the Sapphire Reserve, these changes. He was like, I think it's way more competitive now, and I'm with him. I agree. I agree. Phil says Chase finally stepping up and making good changes. Now get rid of the ridiculous. You're trying to cause problems, Phil Mo. And I know it because Matt Clausen says, why must ye troll? Why you be a troll? Mr. Potato. Oh my goodness, what's going on, Mr. Potato? This is too funny. Uh, Elijah, tell me, what's your next big travel redemption coming up? I will mention it. I have so much to talk about, and we've only even scratched the surface on the reserve. Well, we didn't scratch the surface, but we've only talked about the reserve. So I will get into it, Elijah. I will, because I've done. I can't tell you how much I feel like I've done in the last like month. It's been insane. Not done like as in done, but like booked for the next 12 months or 11 months. Yeah, I guess about 12 months. Daniel said, I would absolutely decimate the StubHub credits, the Lyft credits, and Apple credits. Heck yeah, absolutely. Filma says, I think it would really get the card. The credits just work. Wow. Falcon says, as long as they don't touch JP Morgan Reserve, I'm happy. Don't need to touch if it ain't broke. Falcon, you got the JP Morgan Reserve? You got the Palladium card? Are you killing it? What's the deal? Studio Falcon. Let me know what kind of game you're on to. I've only seen that card once in person, and you guys can take a guess who had it. It's only one person you guys know that probably has that card, at least on YouTube, and I've seen it in person. The one card to rule them all. It seems like it. It seems like it. It's exciting. It's exciting. I'll say that. I'm not usually too excited. Like, how many changes have we got in the last few years? The last changes that I was really excited for was the Hilton ones, and that's why I got the cards many times over now. So it's like the Delta one, actually the Delta two. I would say the Delta lineup, the Hilton lineup, I was very excited for. Chase hasn't had any major real changes other than like the United refresh recently. Maybe I'm missing something, but as far as that like core lineup, the most exciting news we've had about Chase cards as of recent is just the 100K Sapphire preferred offer that's come back after 4 years. So yeah, it's interesting. Lambert says City Travel Portal now has hotel collection and luxury hotel luxury collection hotels, which gives the same benefits as MasterCard Travel. Really looks really interesting in my opinion. Yeah, so I guess just as and I know Lampert, you like these as well. I remember maybe a couple months ago you mentioned doing one of these stays. Yeah, just I guess for what it's worth, these programs that give you the experience credit, the dining credits, all these different things like breakfast credits, you know, basically your basic travel agent has access to them. In fact, if I wanted to, I could pay for a $295 membership towards something called 4A, and I can pay for that, and I could become a travel agent. And I could just book it myself. Like I could book Hyatt Privé, Hilton, like all these luxury hotels. I could do that. So what a lot of these companies will do is they'll partner with them or they'll integrate it into their system. So this way, they can offer these direct through their portal. So like MasterCard is essentially your travel agent to get these portals. Some of them are more like wholly owned, like Chase's Edit or Chase's Edit I think is still technically travel agent. The only one that's kind of like wholly owned and different is Amex's FHR. They kind of like have more say over the brands that are allowed in there, and they can push a little bit more. I think it's why it's the only one that allows for 4 p.m. late checkout, which is interesting. But they're a little bit more stringent on the back end, I believe, than just like I like technically I can get the for a travel agent, and I can literally like probably create my own portal on like AnthonyVenture.com, and people could book to. I think it would be kind of like hard, but technically I think anyone could do it, so it would be interesting. So yeah, definitely Lampert does. All of them have them all do it, especially City because they have that. Don't they have? Is it the Strata Premier that has like the $100 credit towards a hotel, but you have to spend like 500 per stay? That could work into the math. That could work into the math of booking a luxury hotel through a program. Ian, I'm going to get it for sure. Won't spend on it, but I'll get it. Rather spend on other cards for status. Agreed. I hear you there. New again. What's going on? Get rid of some credits, StubHub, and give us mistraveled 3x and 10x Chase portal purchases. I mean, yeah, if it was that easy, if you can like plug and play, if you can get rid of some of the credits, just like how cool would that be? How cool would that be if there's a time in the future? I can see a world in the future where maybe one day they've done all the math on the back end. They understand consumers so well. They know exactly how we spend and how much money they can possibly like earn and retain from you, and it doesn't affect their bottom line, that you can literally like, okay, if you remove StubHub and remove DoorDash, you can elevate your 1x travel to 2x, and then you remove another credit, now you elevate it to 3x because like I guess the money they make is the same comparatively. Like how cool would that be if you could do a plug and play card? Hey, that's a dream, right? My life on Earth. It makes sense if they set a minimum stay or spend limit, like 3 nights required or $1,000 spend per trip required for the $500 credit. So you're saying like if maybe it wasn't like $250 every 6 months, if they just gave you lump sum 500, but it had to be 1,000 above. See, that would be cool, but then that makes me think like that would be every time, like every single time if you find a stay that's like, I mean, that would be kind of crazy, but well, I guess not. I guess it could be one thing, but I wouldn't prefer that, to be honest. I mean, it would be cool. I mean, you probably actually end up probably around the same. Like if you can game it to like it's 1,000, a little bit more, and you can get the 500 back, cool. Yeah, I guess technically that could be a little bit easier because either way, we'll probably be finding stays that are around 300 a night for these kind of hotels. And then you don't have to worry about like, oh, wait 6 months, then book another night, and is it going to code and is it going to work correctly? So actually, I could see that if they had a requirement, 1,000, and then cut it off there and say, then you get your credits. Then make the process easier. I actually wouldn't be opposed to that you mentioned. It's a good point. Woodsy, thank you for that 20 spot again. Finally, a cam alive and can attend. You're always doing something. You're always working, mowing the lawn, going crazy. Jackson Drake Jackson. I finally upgraded my CSP to the CSR this month for my travels this summer. Excited to use it. Very nice, Jackson. Enjoy that, man. Look at that. You got a baseball field. You gonna go visit some baseball fields out in the world? Hell yeah. Definitely. And look, I mean, again, how many times have I said if this is true? If it is, right? It's all speculation. It's all rumor. It's something to get excited about. But if it is true, then you guys are getting in early. Imagine being the guy. Being like, hey, listen, I had my Sapphire Reserve at 550, and all these freaks are paying 800 nowadays. That's how everybody felt. That's how I felt when I got the Amex Platinum card at 550. Literally like 2 months later, though, it went to 695. But I had a year of 550, so that was cool. So you get to say that if that happens. And I think, correct me if I'm wrong, Matt, or anything, but I guess based on like data points for every time Chase has ever like refreshed something, has there ever been a time where it was like a warning like this? I feel like the United cards, maybe people don't care as much about the United cards, but I feel like it just dropped. Like I don't even think there was any rumors. I could be wrong. I just maybe not in the forums, but I feel like we didn't hear anything about it and then just dropped. You're like, oh damn. I guess the same can be said for Delta though. I think there was some stuff on Hilton before it happened, but yeah, maybe I don't know. Maybe it's the difference between the co-brand and the main cards. Like I wonder because like remember for the Amex Gold, everybody had rumors for like. We had it for months. Like for months, we knew there was these changes. All of a sudden, the website started changing. And then if you guys, I don't know who was there for that. That'd be cool to see who was there for that live stream from like we were at 1 a.m. to like 4 a.m. And we were live streamed until the card changed overnight. I said I'm not stopping until it changes. So like we got we got a head start on that. We knew that was coming. So a lot of people applied for that card for the 250 before it jumped up. So I wonder if like the same can be said for this. I wonder. And I wonder also, like, because I know the United cards gave a lot of leeway before the new annual fee was starting to get charged. I wonder if it would be the same for the CSR. That'd be cool. Paul Stein or Paul Steen. What? No $7 Krispy Kreme monthly benefit? Listen, I know a lot of people out here who would love that credit. I know a lot. I've yet to go to a Krispy Kreme. I understand it's powerful. I've heard about it over the years, but I've never been there. But I know a lot of people who would love it. And while you're at it, what other credits could we have? I mean, everybody joked about McDonald's. I mean, what's like the craziest credit that you can possibly have? I don't know. What would be the most insane? I mean, we thought Dunkin' was too crazy, and now that's normal. That's normal now. And actually, some people come around, they like it. My life on earth, cards with benefits are like friends with benefits. You're friends because there are benefits to be gained on each side, but not every benefit is utilized and left untouched. Ooh, don't hit us with that, man. That's some game there. Life on earth. Come on, don't get me hot and bothered here. Listen, this parts of me that are untouched. Parts of these cards that are untouched. Yeah, it's true. Has anybody ever physically, swiped an Amex Platinum card? Some of it's left untouched, man. You never know. Points Phil. Hey, I'd get that Krispy Kreme in a heartbeat. Oh, they have decent coffee near me. Cool. I'm excited for this card, but I'm over 524 until November 2026. So not that it matters. Play 2 got preferred last month. Nice. Yeah, get the 100K. Heck yeah. Nugget says, how could this new card be better? It's just an expensive coupon book with lots of limitations. Not a travel card at all, essentially. Complete opposite of Amex Plat. I think you're wrong, man. Listen, I'm going to stand here and I'm going to sit here. I'm going to say, I think you're wrong. Listen, okay. Okay, look, I don't know. Okay, so so the Amex Platinum card. Let's have this debate. What do we get on the Amex Platinum card? Okay, we have I guess if we compare 1-to-1, let's do this. Let me lay out my point, all right? Can I lay it out? So my point is the Amex Platinum card we know has a $200 hotel credit. I've used it for many years on FHR. Most of the time, the hotels minimum, the cheapest one I've ever did was about $250. Most expensive one I ever did was like $550. So that's covering either 90% of it or half of it, or less than half of it, honestly, in most of those cases, at least for how I'm doing it. If this is true with the edit, I can get basically the same benefits as FHR, but I can have this card and it can give me $250 semi-annual. So with that, again, caveats on, can you book multiple nights? There's always that issue with FHR. They say you can't book, consecutive nights and get the $100 experience credit twice. They always say that. I don't know if edit's different. I don't know if there's a way to game that, but at face value, that, well, at one, just total dollar amount is well, even if you're just talking one of the credits is high, is $50 higher than the hotel credit, but the total credit's 500, so 300 more for hotels that I specifically love booking because of the benefits you get back from it. So right off the bat, hotel credit, it blows it out of the water. I'm sorry, Chase said this credit would win 100%. Then we get, I guess what would be comparable to the DoorDash credits. We get you can use it for Grubhub, your dining credit. You have your Resi credits and stuff like that. $50 every 6 months. So in whole dollar amount, if you're talking like dining credits, I don't know. I guess Resi is technically more plentiful than I would say than the Sapphire Reserve tables. I don't know if that'll change in the future, but in total dollar amount, you get an extra $200 for dining if you can find places under the reserve tables. Obviously, caveat, can you find that? So I feel like as far as like, and even if you mentioned, the dining credit's pretty limited. Most people use it for Grubhub. You have the $10 in Uber Cash. I mean, that's kind of canceled out with Lyft that you get $10 a month. $10 Lyft, $10 Uber Cash. I don't know if you can use it for food. You can use it for rides. Okay, cool. Dad, if anything, call DoorDash even on that, even though it's way higher dollar amount. But the $300 dining credit is blows Resi out of the water if you can find those places. And hopefully they expand to all 50 states, and they hopefully thousands and thousands of restaurants they could partner with, on top of the Visa benefits, like I mentioned earlier. Like maybe you can get some free wine. That'd be cool. So I'm like, as far as those two credits, it kind of just owns the golds. And then, well, okay, so I switched the argument to gold midway through. Well, the platinum doesn't really have anything like that. I mean, if you want to talk entertainment credit, like you love your, I don't know, whatever we used to use it on, Peacock and stuff like that. Like it's, cool. I think some people would find value in the Apple TV. I think they would find that maybe more valuable in some cases. I love the StubHub. We don't have anything entertainment related, I would say, other than if you call Walmart at like midnight for Walmart Plus, maybe that's entertainment, but StubHub is entertainment. I'm not trying to be a hater, okay? I've had my platinum card. I've never had a reserve card, right? I love the platinum for many, many years. Never had a reserve because I never thought it was worth it. But I don't know. As far as credits, I mean, what else am I missing? I mean, the thing that I'm missing is obviously like access to Centurion Lounge, Delta Sky Clubs that people really love. But otherwise, like Party Pass, pretty much similar. You get the Sapphire Lounge is cool. I'm just wondering, like, I don't know how the platinum beats this card on a 1-to-1 ratio on credits alone. I just don't feel it. I don't feel it. I would have such a good time every single year using these 3 credits alone. These 3 credits alone are a birthday. It's an entire birthday celebration at like one of the nicest places you can dine at and one of the nicest hotels in the area. Wherever you're going to, I mean, obviously not like crazy areas, Maldives or something, but that for me, that's a Valentine's Day, that's a birthday, that's really well spent. I can't necessarily say the same with the platinum. Maybe one overnight stay somewhere. Like I've done many Valentine's Day on the FHR credit, but this is encompassing a wide array of experiences, I would say, in one trip or 2 trips, something like that. I don't know what else am I missing on the platinum that that would be better than that. I don't know. Again, I'm not. I'm really not trying to go against the crowd here. I mean, I am, right, but I just think it's better. I just think it's better. But I agree. I mean, it's all coupon books, right? I'm just assuming baseline. Everything's a coupon book. And I don't see the lots of limitations. I mean, I get it. The limitation for me, the Sapphire Reserve, cool. That this is more money. It's the same limitations as the Amex Platinum card, but I think this is the biggest limitation, the Sapphire Reserve tables for sure. Otherwise, I don't really see that much being limited. I don't know. I don't really see it. I don't see it as much. Almost there, almost there. We gotta get through it. We're people coming in, we're talking. Joe Mascaro. Personally, I think the credits are more enticing than the Amex Platinum credits, but that just goes by what each person naturally is. I mean, 100%. I mean, that's I couldn't have said it better myself. Instead of fighting, I should have just said to each their own. To each their own. But no, I do think I'm right though. I really do think that you guys can have a really good experience going to some edit hotels, man. Please let me help you. Let me help you enjoy your next Valentine's Day. Come on, let me do it. I will say though, if we also want to compare, technically the Visa Infinite Concierge that you would get with the Reserve, still better than the Platinum Concierge. I hate to say it. I hate to say it, but look, I think I can get more done with the Visa Concierge than I can with the Platinum. And I mean, I know so because Calby did a whole breakdown on it twice. So that's another part of it. It's a little bit. Josh says, granted, the banks know that they can push these credits on us because enough people will still use the CSR and pay the new annual fee while not using enough of the credits. 100%. As the great Jim Kay would say, it's all breakage at the end of the day. It's all breakage. How little are you going to use those credits is the main thing. Excuse me. I don't know. The $300 credit is not leaving is pretty. Oh yeah, I didn't even talk about the $300 credit. If that stays, the extra $300 credit, which is more broad than any credit that the Platinum has, that's the least limiting credit ever. If that stays, it's over. It's over for everybody. I'm sorry, I might be crazy because people aren't going to be enjoying their, I get it. That the lounge access is really where people hang on to with the Platinum. I feel. Outside of that, I don't know. Outside of that, I don't know. Yeah. Xavier says, is the Ritz getting an update as well or just annual fee increase? I mean, Matt Clausen says so. So I haven't heard anything on it, but he says so. He says that might be annual fee increase. I don't know about a refresh. Who knows? Ian says you'll pay the difference in the fee for key. Oh, for the Ritz Carlton. Yeah, I'll give her I'll give her the difference. If she has to keep it open, I'll give her the difference. Ms. Potato, 155 people in chat. Let's go, baby. I saw 180. That's a world record for the Anthony Venture channel. So thank you all for being here so early on a Friday, 3 p.m. on a Friday. What am I doing? No, but thank you guys for being here. We had it was 183. That's like the most I've ever had. So shout out to all you guys for being here. Hope it's fun. Ian says if they do anything to the Ritz, I think they have to make it public. Yeah, and if they don't, we will. The credit card content community will absolutely make it public. Joe Ditz, trash. Wells Fargo autograph is looking great now. Hey man, a lot of people love that autograph. Absolutely. Josh says, honestly, if the Ritz got a higher annual fee but also gave higher status, I would go for it. What are you talking, like platinum? Talk about Marriott Platinum? What's the deal? What are you looking for to be happy? Titanium? That'd be interesting. Ryan CC, I wonder if increased couponization will push people to the Venture X, which fair enough has the $300 coupon, but much better than the others. Yeah, it's tough for me to say. It's just tough. There's so many different, like this game is just a one big data point and one big caveat. Like if you actually wanted to sit down and make a video about a card and like you wanted to appease everybody, your entire video will be caveats, like 90% caveats, 10% info. Because it's so true. Because it's like you said, Venture X, if I have a family of four, or family of five, and I need them all to get into, like, I need to get them authorized users, get them all to lounges, make life easier. You're not going to get this Sapphire Reserve at $800 annual fee and then pay $175 per, an extra an extra $700 in authorized users. I mean, you're not, I don't think you're doing that. I don't think you're really doing that. So it's like there's so many ways to think about what these cards mean to you. And that's why I'm like really loving the edit, because I know I love these programs, like these little more niche programs like the edit, FHR. I love the dining programs because like I said, like if you get partnered with Visa and like this works and you can get like free champagne, like I don't even know what it is. I just love getting stuff free. I think everybody in this game at heart kind of wants to. So like if I can go to a hotel, and I guess I'll move on at some point, but I'm just so excited. Again, if I can go to a hotel that's luxurious, like in the edit collection, FHR, all this, use my credit to stay. I walk in, they're like, here, I've been greeted with like bottles of, champagne before. If you could be greeted with a bottle of champagne for free, it's a festivity, you get a room upgrade, you get $100 dining credit at the on-site restaurant that, is like really high level. Maybe it's a Michelin star. You get the daily breakfast credits, you get up in the morning, it's all covered. Like, and then especially if you can use those dining programs, like I told you guys earlier, Visa, you can get like a free, wine, free dessert. Like it just makes it that much more. I did have an experience with this. I actually called Amex for a concierge for a resi restaurant once, for Valentine's Day, and they actually gave me a free glass of wine. I think that was so awesome. It was a free glass of wine for us, and like that alone just like enhances your experience. I know with these credits, even if technically they are not broad, like it's not a broad travel credit, it's an edit collection credit. For me, how I travel, how I think a lot of people probably should try, I think they would really enjoy it. I think you'd find you love those kinds of stays, if you did them more. Um, like 100%. I can't. I like I my life was changed 4 years ago when I did my first FHR. I'll just say. Daniel says removing 3x would be incredibly savvy of them. There's a trifecta for a reason. Interesting thoughts. Interesting thoughts. Xavier Villa. I have the Ritz, and I was skeptical about the travel credit, but I was able to use the travel credit for a car rental. LOL. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I hope it stays that way. I'll say. I hope it stays that way. I hope we keep it, and we keep it as broad as it is. Even though I don't personally benefit from it, but I like hearing you guys benefit from it. I like to see people winning. Woodsy says the edit program is nice. I used it a few times and had great experience in every one of the states. It's an enhanced experience. That's great. Love to hear that. Philip says I'm using my FHR benefits in June at the Conrad in Fort Lauderdale. That's going to be great. Oh, that's going to be so good. Yeah. Oh yeah. You're gonna have a good time out there, baby. Mm-hmm. Andrew says you're gonna get a Peloton. LOL. Yeah. This is what you're gonna say from now on. You're gonna be like, you're gonna see this and be like, so today you're gonna talk about, all right, the Sapphire Reserve. And you're like, Anthony, why are you like doing this? And it's just Pelotoning the whole time. And then sometimes I'll lean forward, like it'll be crazy. I can't wait. Xavier says, anyone chat I've suggested FNC, San Diego Beach. Wants to stay in San Diego on the beach. Ooh, anybody has some tips for him? Ian says the minimum sign-up bonus on this card has to be 150, but I think it would be. You think it would be 200? I don't think it would be 200. I mean, I know they can get generous. I mean, we know that, right? We saw record high Ink preferred last year at 120K. That was unheard of, right? So it can go over 100. We've seen it. But I just don't think I don't think they would do 200. I think 150 has merit, but I really do feel like 125. Maybe. Oh man, I really do feel like they would do one. I really don't feel like it would be 150 or 200. I would love. I mean, forget it. 200. Oh my goodness, that would be so amazing. Filmo, current CSR is for using 300 credit to pay for a bus ticket. New CSR is for actual travelers. Say it in the back, Filmo. Let them know. All right, I'm with you. You buy a bus ticket. That's terrible. Look, I don't subscribe to that, right? Listen, you guys are not buying bus tickets. You're buying great hotels and plane tickets with 300, right? Or maybe a train ticket. Joshua says, to be fair, I prefer budget travel, and IHG Premier has got me so much more value for only $99. I mean, yeah, look at that. I mean, 100%. I'm with you there. Yeah, if you're going to be staying at a lot of these, the lower end stays, but a lot of stays, more, you can stretch your points further. Hell yeah. That's the way to do it. It depends what type of traveler. I have learned over time that I really, really love the enhanced levels of experiences. I love the high level of service. I love the luxurious places. And I've leaned into it. I've realized like it's just what I love to do. I've done. I think it's partly because for the first like 5 or 6 years, or first 5 years in the game, I did a million garden inns, courtyards, and I guess Hyatt places. So it's like I hear you. It's just I don't know. I'm loving this stuff right now. I'm really excited for the credit card game right now. And man says you're not an A-list. Death. Yeah, man. Listen, you got to be. If you want an $800 annual fee card, you got to be A-list. It's the only way. SoCal says, I understand everyone has their own use case for the benefits credits, but I cannot imagine this is useful for the majority. I mean, what's the majority though? Are we talking majority of like the points of miles, like activists, like the crazy folks, like some of us in the chat? Yeah, I could see even then. I'm definitely I'm a different data point. I will say I'm definitely a weird data point. I love all these weird little programs. Not going to be for everybody. Absolutely not going to be for everybody. So I hear you. All right, I'll concede that. All right, that's fine. Ms. Beto, would it have been cool if Chase went the other direction and made the CSR the anti-coupon book, But if not, then give us all the coupons and make it easy to recoup the annual fee, as they seem to be doing. I mean, yeah, you know, $800 annual fee and a $600 travel credit. I think most people would keep it. I think most people would keep it, and it would be basically the same card it is today. But I think what would that would do, even though it's technically the same card, effectively after using your credits, what that would effectively do is allow someone to stretch their cash a little bit further, have more of an enjoyable stay. Like the $300 travel credit, it'll get you a night in a nice place. $600 can get you a couple nights, especially if you can couple that with the edit collection. Like, yeah, you can stretch that further, and then it's anti-coupon, right? Absolutely. Soka says, I have 800,000 Chase. I have 800,000 Chase points left. I was just booking hotels through the portal, as it's quick and easy. So you're saying you're paying cash, you mean, through the portal, and you're saving the 800K. What are you saving those for if not using your points? Are you going to places that don't have, I see. So you're using your Chase points. Sorry, I read that as Hyatt, as we all do. Hopefully, I have 800,000 Chase points left now. I was booking hotels. Oh, I see. So you're just having fun with the 1.5x, etc. I hear you. But man, if I had that 800K right now, I have effectively pretty much burned 800,000 Chase points this year. So now I'm fiending for more. 521 Taipei. Do you put all your cards in your Apple Wallet? Nah, I don't think I've ever used an Apple Wallet, to be honest. If you look at my Apple Wallet, it's like 5 of them are like expired cards. A couple of them are hotels that I stayed in years ago. It's a mess. I really just don't use Apple Wallet. Maybe one day though. Chad's Money Minutes. Yo, from the air above SC, if this map is correct. Chad? Hello? I think I saw him. Chad's flying above, baby. Chad's always soaring above. He's always killing it, always in the air, and I'm always on the ground. Unbelievable. I hope you have a safe flight, man. Get there safe. Absolutely. BJ21, they'll be losing thousands of dollars in spend for me if travel is 1x for Airbnb. I might be forced to keep my Amex screen open. Yeah, I can see that. See, there's a lot of shifting, man. You always got to move and shake in this game. I can see it. New again. How could it be for actual travelers at 1x travel and no meaningful status? I mean, that's something I totally left out. My mistake. The Amex Platinum card, Hilton Gold is powerful. You guys know why, all right? Do I have to talk about Hilton Gold? I don't have to do that right now. But yeah, I agree. Hilton Gold can more than make up for many of these credits on the. So I agree. Platinum card with the status, Hilton Gold, it's worth it. It's worth its weight in gold. So yeah, I'll give you that. Matthew Affleck. This makes me very happy. I just downgraded CSR to CSP and got to VentureX to maintain lounge access in Vegas for much cheaper now. Listen, man, the game is all about. In my mind, I've changed my mind so much in this year. I feel like I've grown a lot in this game the last year. And one thing that I found is effectively, if you could lower annual fees and maintain the same benefits that you really, truly care about, I think you're winning. I really do think you're winning. Super Sal, not feeling the CSR new CSR rumors. If this does go through, I'm going to downgrade the CSP. So many people would hate it. Wow. I hate to hear it, Sal, but I hear you. I'm with you. Joe Mascaro, if they get rid of 3X, Amex Green stock will rise. Oh my goodness. You think so? What about, would people care about autograph? Do they care about those points as much as Amex? I don't know. Super Sal, I have an upgrade offer on Amex Gold right now. 100,000 points after 6K spend. Might consider upgrading that and downgrading CSR. I mean, yeah, I would, to be honest. Yeah, I would take that all day. If I had an extra 100K Amex right now, I could do some damage. I think I could do some good damage. What's the most underrated credit card? Most underrated? It's probably one we haven't heard of. What's the most underrated? To be honest, I don't know. All the cards that I think are great, I think are properly rated, like, Spire and Ritz and all these different things. And I don't know. I'm not sure. Any thoughts on underrated cards right now? It depends who you are, right? Interesting question. I don't think I have an answer at the moment, unfortunately. Mike, Anthony, please say my name. You are my dad, my credit card dad, the father of all the credit card children. Come, my son, come with me. It made me feel like the Pope. We have a new Pope now, guys, from Chicago. People have memed on that a little bit. I never really looked into it, but hey, listen, I just watched The Bear. So, if you get some cook from Chicago to be Pope, that's interesting. So Mike Co, appreciate you, my son. Thank you for being here. Even though you don't call anymore, I understand. You know, good old dad's not around to play catch anymore. But listen, you can pick up the phone. Le- Leon says the current one is just better. And he says was thinking about upgrading, but I'm going to keep my CSP. Hey, there you go. Listen, if these help you in any direction, I can see it. That's good. Lewis says the $300 travel credit is very easy to use domestically or internationally. The platinum has status, but the points earning will be far better for travelers on the CSR. I can see his point. Filmo, so the current CSR is then because it has 3x, a few cards of 3x travel. Okay. 521. My friend just got the Amex Gold. Watching how much time he wastes trying to use coupons to place places he normally wouldn't even go to is a waste of time. I keep the CSP. It's what I felt as well. Like I've you guys know I have canceled basically all of my Amex cards. In fact, I still have to cancel the Delta Sky Miles. I'm canceling that very, very soon. Because I just used the credit and I'm going to cancel it very soon. So then I'll only be left with one Amex annual fee card, my Surpass, which will likely also go bye-bye next year. Maybe we'll keep it around. Depends how I can get gold status. If I can keep gold status, then I'll keep it around. I think so. Maybe we'll keep it. But yeah, I now I just have CSP for everything. I use it for dining. I use it for my groceries. It's like I don't really need anything else. Now it's just divert all those annual fees from those cards that I would have been paying for those little money, diverting it to new cards and paying those annual fees for more welcome offers for more travels. I think it's the better way at the moment. And he says, are these changes final or just a rumor? Just a rumor. Just a rumor. Who knows if it'll happen? Again, I thought it was baseless. Then it became a little larger and stuff like that. I don't know if it's true, but all the big blogs are talking about it. And a lot of other things are starting to line up to where it makes sense. Do I think it's going to happen? Maybe more likely before I went live, or no, maybe more likely now than before I went live. Like last night, I didn't think it was true. Now I'm kind of thinking through it. I was like, maybe it is true. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But if anything else, it's fun to speculate, fun to talk about. Joanne says, I use 3x travel to pay for cruises and guided tours. If they get rid of that, I'll downgrade the season. Wow. So in real time, we could see a lot of people talking about like just get rid of it and go for Amex Green, autograph, what have you, or CSP. Yeah, for the 2x travel for sure. Ratio on the 1x on old travel is not good at all. I mean, yeah, it's just 1x. It's 1x everything. Supercell, my CSR annual fee is coming up in June. If this goes live after that, will I pay $750 or current $550? I'm never 100% on something. I'm pretty 100% that if your annual fee hit in June, you would be good at the $550, even if they updated it tomorrow. I'm pretty sure. I mean, listen, they could do anything, but United, they gave some people like 6 months, right, or a year when the United cards change. So maybe that's that centric, but I think you almost always have a few months, before. They kind of have to give you a heads up, to be honest. And since you have the card already, they got to give you that heads up beforehand. So I would say you're fine. Filmo, the fact that 5 spot, appreciate you, sir. The fact that so many people hate this makes me love it even more. Their tears sustain. Oh my goodness. It's me and you against the world, baby. It's me and Filmo against the world, as it always should have been. Thank you, Phil. Thank you. I hear the complaints. And listen, I don't hate them either. I don't hate the complaints. I just think it's a much better card, and I think it's a much better card than most almost any other like high end cards like this. Sam, what's going on, Sam? King Sam says the bonus still going to be 60K? I know that's probably not a joke, but I find it funny. Could you imagine if they can up the annual fee by $250 and they keep it at friggin' 60K? I mean, that would be sad. That would be a sad day. It's got to be at least 100. At least 100. I'm not getting out of bed unless it's 100, right, guys? Lewis says, I just realized your name is Lewis. I don't think I ever put that together. I think I only just read you one name. I don't think it'll be any need to get the green because if they remove 3x from CSR, you got a 99% shot of being moved to the CSP with a higher CSP fee. That's interesting. I didn't consider that. I wonder what the possibility on that is. Visible Square, I'll be trying out the JP Morgan concierge on the Ritz-Carlton card. So yeah, I mean, I've kind of tried it in connection with some other people who have it. I think yeah, Stan the credit card specifically. So I could see the power of it. It is like the second. It's either the first or the second best concierge out there. So what I thought was interesting, a little trick on the Ritz. What I thought what could be possible, and I've talked to Key about this. She's the one that gave me the AU. Since I have this number, and since whenever they do like the roadside, issue like roadside assistance, because like a flat tire or what have you, need a tow truck. Everybody that I've talked to so far that has used that service have never been charged for the roadside. And technically in the terms, it's like $50 per quarter that you use for like patching a tire, fixing a tire, a tow truck. But nobody ever gets charged. So I'm like, Key, you mind if I call on the concierge? For like, because technically the bill would go to the primary card holder, so her. But I was like, since it never gets charged, you mind if I ever use that? So I said I'll call you if I ever need to, and just let you know if like that's okay. But I'm like, if nobody gets charged, it's a pretty good hack for the authorized users, right? So that's just my thought on that. But I will use the concierge at some point. I have to see. I will use it. I'll use it when things get a little bit tough. Right now, I've been actually pre-booking a lot of like reservations for places and tours through other means. So I don't necessarily need it at the moment, but yeah, I'll use it if I need them. Leon apparently $300 credit staying. Wait, who we got? Kevin P holding it down. Nice. What do you got there? I don't know what car that is. My first thought was Skyline, but I was like, no, you don't got that. I don't think that's a Skyline. Anyway, Kevin, thank you for the 10 spot, man. Appreciate you being here. Thank you for that 10 spot. It means a lot, and I appreciate you. Oh God, I was just talking about Key. Well, that's all right. I mentioned you earlier, Key too, but listen, I talked to you about that off camera. So thank you, Key. Everyone in the chat, if you could say we love Key, much appreciated. She gave me the authorized user, we know. So shout out to her. Go subscribe. Kiki's Adventures on YouTube. She's got some great stuff. One of the most well-traveled person. She said, missed the beginning, but do I need to get a reserve to lock in the $550 annual fee and try out these rumor changes? So it's not guaranteed. It's really just a rumor. I probably would not apply for a Sapphire reserve just in anticipation for this at this time. It just doesn't seem as substantial as the Amex Gold card was. Like Amex Gold card, we knew 100% it was changing. I said, let's apply. I told people, I was like, you should apply now because get the $250 fee and then get all the new benefits. I don't feel that yet on the reserve. Doesn't mean they won't change it tomorrow, but I'm leaning more towards like 60% true, 40% rumor. Maybe I'm inching a little more. But I wouldn't go out and get it now just to lock it in. I would say if we get like another new little thing, maybe. But that's your call. That's a dangerous call. I wouldn't want anybody wasting $550 on account of some rumors, So huge caveat there. Colt, sadly, CSR, just another card that you have to try to make work instead of having the card work for you. Man, I hear you. I feel for you. I'm with you. Ray Sean, I wonder if the Edit Hotel program is as big as, did you mean FHR? Because $500 credit is, for not a big number, isn't a real upgrade. I would say it's probably similar, to be honest. Yeah, most of these programs, they will also share properties, but then also sometimes they won't have sharing properties. So there'll be ones that one has and the other one doesn't. So I guess it depends where you're traveling, because some might have FHR, some might not. Some might be on MasterCard, some might be on Edit, some might be on Capital One's Premier. There is a lot of overlap, though, I will say, a decent amount of it. Yeah, I mean, if it's but if it's true, but the 500, I think is way more powerful. $300 more? Come on, man. I think that's way more powerful. Gabe, Anthony, this is Gabe from the Discord. Thanks for all the tips and advice. Y'all be sure to join. Hey, thank you for that, Gabe. Yeah, that's a good plug. We got 166 people in here. Are all of you in the Venture Capital Discord? Because you would have known about these rumors yesterday, 24 hours ago. If not, check out the description, right? That's where we put it. In the description, we have a link to the Venture Capital Discord. Come join. Just keep going with the conversation. If you want to keep going for it in typing form, even voice. People don't do voice chats that much, but if you want to, go in there. It's free for everything. You share your referral links. You can, there's a lot of little things that go on in the Venture Capital Discord. A lot of stuff sometimes, down low. So I think it's the best place for everybody, and I'm trying to make it the best place for everybody if I can. Hopefully it is. Cowling says, so thank you Gabe, for being here and and that shout out. Cowling says AU fee is rumored to go to 195 as well. I believe 175. No, is where do we see that? I think we saw it on the Reddit post. I think it was at the top. 195. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. 195. Yeah. So okay, so 200 each. So again, it's exactly the same as the platinum card. Is that true? You know what? I really should go back and I should listen to the earnings call for Chase, the most recent one. I didn't listen to it. I probably should. I want to hear what they said because on the earnings call for American Express, some people actually asked about the United refresh and how they felt about it, and they basically said they're not really worried. So that'll be interesting if that like becomes a thing. Maybe I have to go. I got to listen to these earnings calls. We'll see. Tim Alcozer, I've been squarely on the fence between Platinum and Sapphire literally for months. Yeah, I mean, look, it's a tough decision. Personally, I think Platinum today. If these changes happen, maybe Sapphire tomorrow. Yeah, it depends. Xavier, how do you get access to the edit? What do you get with the edit? Edit is just Chase's FHR. You get it through the Sapphire Reserve. So if you pay that card annual fee on that card, you get access to the edit. Much like if you have a Venture X, you have access to the Capital and Premier collection. It'll give you benefits like $100 experience credit. You could use it at the on-site restaurant, spa, gift shop, a lot of different things. It depends on the hotel. And then you'll get like anywhere between a $60 and $80 breakfast credit every day your stay. So if you book a few nights, you'll get $80 per day and one-time credit of $100 for there. Most of the time, if you're lucky, upgrades. Most of the time, late checkout. It's good. It's great program. You get it given the date. You get it given the date. This card should be named the Gen Z Reserve. LL, ridiculous. Though if the $300 annual travel credit actually stayed on it, doubtful, then it would be a great card. 100%. Yeah, I mean, you saw, if you were here, you saw my reaction when someone was like, "Oh no, it's staying." I was like, "What?" uh, I don't know how. Mike Newland. So what we're really talking about is how is this going to impact Hilton timeshare offers? True. No matter what we talk about, fellas, it always somehow comes back to Hilton timeshares. If you're trying to get Hawaiian miles, you can do a timeshare for that. You want to get Hilton points, you can do a timeshare for that. You need some Hyatt points, you can do a timeshare. Everything can get anything you want in life, you can get through timeshare offers. Very funny, Mike. Very funny. How is it going to impact? It won't. It won't. You can just keep doing it and keep having some great value. Absolutely. I love it. I got mine coming up very soon. I'm excited. Tim, I beg with Chase. I've been on the fence between Platinum and Sapphire for months. If Chase actually does this, I will be pushed into the Amex ecosystem. Keep CFU for Visa. Wow. I don't think there has been a single person other than me and Filmo who said that they would get this card, except for like Key as well, just to try out. Anybody? Did I miss somebody? Who else said that is valuable? I think some people were like, if it does this, then it's valuable. Is anybody just like all in with it? Am I the only one? And Phil, well, Jeremy, I live in New Jersey and go to New York City all the time. I use the 3X travel for tolls in the subway. If it goes to 1X, I may not keep the CSR. Wow. I mean, forget it. Yeah, if you're going there 5 days a week from work for work, and I know the tolls went up recently again, right? Seems like every time I talk to somebody from New York, the tolls are up again. Is it like 25 now or 22? It used to be like 10. I don't know, a long time ago. I think I was paying like 14 more often. I forget, but yeah, how much are those tolls now? Because that adds up. Rami accumulated over 500K AMR in the last 3 months. Chase will never give that. Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, unless you get, yeah, that's a good point. You gotta run the Chase, Chase train. You gotta get some inks and stuff like that. Interesting. Liv says, my life says, I'd love to see them come up with a Premier Link card. Interesting. Ian says, my best redemption is a new lawnmower. Need 250K. You're gonna redeem your points for a lawnmower? Hey man, give me the points. I'll pay for the lawnmower. So says, what's the most points you've used in 1 year? UR City. This is the year 2025. Okay, can I say 12 months from today? Can I go into 2026? Because if I can, by the time I'm done, probably in the next like few months, In the next 12 months, I will have redeemed probably like, I wouldn't be surprised if it's like 2 plus million, which which would be incredible. It would be absolutely incredible. I wouldn't even be surprised if it ends up being 2.5, based on the cards that I'm going to get pretty soon. Um, but yeah, you are this year so far. I think we're at like, yeah, probably 800,000 MR, few hundred, or maybe a couple 100,000, few 100,000. City, I don't have any actually, but Hilton's been like 800,000. Hyatt's been 400,000. It's insane. It's absolutely insane. Flying Ryan, I haven't started the personal Amex letter. Maybe time to start that Amex green. Hey man, never bad time to get a welcome offer. If the annual fees are okay. P-Train, I'm a budget traveler. It would be difficult for me to maximize value. I hear that. I hear that. Manuel, I think this new card is definitely aimed at my crowd, the Gen Z office worker living in the city and wanting to live life. The touch grass community, I guess, as the Gen Z people would say, right? This is the touch grass card. Is that what it is? Might be. It might be the touch grass card. Right? They want to get you out. They want you to do some concerts. They want you to, well, DoorDash is not good. You got to stay in, but then they want you to go out, and they want you to go out, and they want you to fly. Peloton's not good. Lyft, they want you to go out. So maybe it is this. I don't know. And I still don't know what the shops is. Nobody has told me what this is yet. The shops. I don't know what the shops is. So maybe that's also, I don't know. We're catching up. Chime money. I really hope they don't give a hotel credit. I only use Airbnb. Wow, a lot of you guys use Airbnbs. Wow, I didn't realize this. How many folks did that? Still, for me, I'd probably stick with the Amex American Express just because it seems like more friendly. CSP versus Ink Preferred, Mr. Potato says. I like the idea of well, actually nowadays, since I'm using my groceries, online groceries in store, my Publix, CSP all the way. Without that, yeah, Ink Preferred all the way, 100%. All in. Leon says, when do you expect these changes to go live if they do? Man, making predictions just seems like a lose-lose. I don't know. I'm not fully there. If they do, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. Like if it did drop next month for like the summer crowd and travel and all these different things, maybe I wouldn't be surprised. But it's anybody's game, man. I don't know. What's going on, Yuri? I downgraded CSR to CFF when they raised annual fee to 550, and I replaced it with the Ink Preferred. Very nice, sir. Yuri, same, 100%. Life on Earth. Oh, by the way, are you getting an international driving permit? If not, you should. I've seen a few groups of people getting in trouble renting a car. Yes, yep, I will. I will be doing that through my local AAA. I have to do that still though. But yes, I will. I will very soon. An MXP, they don't have one. Interesting. Colt, DoorDash is overrated even with the free delivery. You're still paying too much for the food and groceries. I hear that for sure. Sylvia, hi. I believe they'll raise the annual fee, but what, $7.95? I don't think so. The only issue that can remotely come close to raising the fee that high is Amex. Chase is no Amex. Oh my goodness. But they're trying to be. Listen, Sylvia, look, people can change sometimes, Sylvia. Sometimes people can change. Maybe they can become the new special card, the Gen Z crowd card. Maybe that's who you have to cater towards, right? I mean, that's what they talked about on the earnings call with Amex. They were like, all of our Gen Z consumers over the past few years, they're now earning more money, spending more on our cards. It's like if you can get them early, they'll stay. We'll stay. We'll stay with you, and we'll keep spending more money. We'll make more money, and we'll keep using the cards that have done right by us. So yeah, I don't know. I could see it. Frank, what's going on, Frank? Is the CSR worth 1.5 for domestic flights? I think most people say. That, one of their main things. I think actually Spencer talks about it a lot, right? He's just like, all my domestic flights, Chase points 1.5. I couldn't tell you that because I'm just like, I'm too focused on like booking everything now. Like I'm finally have the time to book absolutely everything. So now I'm just thinking every point could lead to something aspirational. So I'm just going really ham with it. And like for domestic flights, I'm using my excess points that I was not going to use anyway. Like I've converted a lot of my other currencies like Alaska or Air France over to Delta to make some of these short legs. Like I have to fly to JFK. So I decided instead of 12.5K Alaska, where that can actually get me further, like to Europe, little bit easier, I could use 30K Delta Sky miles and just fly to JFK. And I could use my miscellaneous miles that I've earned throughout the years for all those little trips, like the domestic trips. Yeah, so I hear that. Little credits here and there for that. So that's how I'm feeling at the moment. But ink preferred for sure. I would say get it just for the welcome offer, at least, and then that's pretty good, and then you can transfer out and do what you got to do. But if you're going to be staying domestic for a long, long time, and you're not trying to do anything too crazy, yeah, I mean 1.5 is where it's at. Is it worth the 550 annual fee? I would say do the math. I would say do the math on it. How many different flights X that additional multiplier, and how much that actually adds up to. Are you really recouping that 550 after the travel credit? Then I would just say that. I would just go through with that. Manuel says, honestly, not sure why people have an aversion to card credits. If the credits are good and give good value, why not pick it up? I think it's just I don't know. I think part of it is just the headspace of credit card YouTube. We didn't talk about coupons much 2+ years ago. It really kind of started 2 years ago. Amex started refreshing, or at least a year and a half ago. Amex started refreshing more coupons, and people just started getting more and more tired of how hard it was to use. And I think it's just now left a sour taste. On principle, yeah. If the benefits are there, the credits are there, it's valuable, cool. Keep it running, and the credits are fine. So I'm not a hater of them, because it's not like you're forced to get the cards anyway, right? Yeah, if you have a card, if you don't like it, you cancel it. That's what I mean. Look at me. How many cards have I canceled last year? I got rid of 2 platinum cards in the last 2 years. I've gotten rid of 2 platinum cards, 2 gold cards, and 2 green cards. I mean, that's crazy, because upgrading, and then I downgraded again and canceled it. Like, not worth it at the moment, but it's just how it is. How it is for now. Rex, new Chase coupon book makes the Bank of America, the 2.6 catch all with no work required seems like a winner. Yeah, I mean, look, if you're trying to get some cash, I hear you. If you want some cash. I don't really want some cash, I'll be honest. I think I could do more damage without. I know I can, but I hear that as an option. Ink preferred as the replacement. Leon, do you think they'd ever update the CFU, CFF? I don't think so. I don't really think so, to be honest. I don't know. Seems like a good core card. Seems like it's worked for them for a very long time. What would they really effectively do? It's like you can't play around with the no annual fee cards as much. Like if you all of a sudden went from a $0 Freedom Flex or Freedom Unlimited and it went to $95, I mean, you guys know immediately. You hear that as I say it, you're like, cancel, downgrade, cancel, OG, Freedom. Like never. So I don't even think you could play with it, and they're not going to be like $50 because then people think they're petty. So they're not doing a $50 annual fee. So I just don't think they will play around with it at all. Tom, I have the CSR and have done the upgrade downgrade trick for a number of years with another Freedom, and will still have great value. Wonder if they'll change the preferred. We'll see. I don't really have any insights on that or any thoughts on it, to be honest. Cesar. What's going on, Cesar? Just hit 10K. Congrats to Cesar. He's a great support of everybody. We all love him. We're going to see him in Puerto Rico very soon. Chase, the new coupon book. The new coupon book king. Yes. Way more coupons. These are fun coupons. Way more. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, baby. Twonky. Anyone else use the Amex every day? Look at this. We're catching up, baby. We're catching up. And I'll have to go back to we'll talk about some future travels. A garage CSP versus built. Oh man, it's a long-winded debate, man. Not one I'm willing to have right now, but yeah, I don't know. Personally, I mean, in my own life, I use CSP over built right now. But if built does come back and they actually do revamp and they introduce like a $95 3x grocery with being able to pay mortgage, then I will only use the build for everything I've been using the CSP for. So if that helps, I would say if they allow that, then I'm good with it. I'm all in on builds. For now, CSP is fine. Johnny Ma, I use some sort of Amex every day. Don't be funny, Johnny. Don't be funny. All right. You know what he's asking. What's going on, Johnny? I appreciate you. Appreciate you being here, man. CSR becoming more like the Amex Platinum. Yes. My life on Earth. There's no, what is that? Catch it? There's no catch it to holding. There's no catch to holding a Chase card. LOL. What is catch it? Is that a word that I don't know, or is there some other word? Chase has a lot of work to do to get to the level Amex is just saying. Sylvia, I know you're Amex fangirl, full and full. I see you on Joe's chats. Listen, we know, and you're killing it. You know, just to let you know, you're killing it. I'll say hi to Joe for you. Um, if this comes to pass, at some point it may try getting the Marriott Bonvoy and then upgrading to the Ritz. That's if they don't come for the Ritz. Oh Lord, oh man, oh man, it's true. Uh, Chris, upgrade CSP to CSR now. Bank the travel credit and lock in the lower annual fee for the next few years. I don't mind coupons, especially when I already use things like food. Yeah, but that's if this is true, man. You also have to have the caveat. It may not be true. It may just be a rumor. It may just be a rumor. And we have to factor that in. We can't go all in like we did with the Amex Gold. We knew that was going to happen. Mike Newland, what if they decide to make everything category 2x on this new change? I mean, I know somebody who would be very happy, Mr. Clausen. There would be a video out immediately. He'll pick up the camera immediately and he'd be like, Chase won the decade, you know? And I think there's a little bit of validity to that for sure, especially if it was like all these credits plus that. I mean, I just don't know how it would exist, to be honest. It seems like when the multipliers go up, that's when the cards break. It really seems so. It's not the credits, never the credits. It's always the multipliers. And that's why the platinum has started off on the greatest foot, because nobody uses it for the multipliers. They'll use it for the credits and the lounge access. And that really doesn't charge, doesn't Amex doesn't pay much for that. You just pay your annual fee and you get to go in. Supercell, you have to change your shirt logo now. I know. What happened? What happened? Am I going to have to change this now? We're going to have team new reserve. Team new reserve. That's that's funny. That's funny. Yeah, I don't know. It just listen, I love black and gold. I love it. I think it looks nice. So I like these shirts. I don't think I could change it. Plus, I don't really care for the way they look. I like the way they look in thumbnails actually, like the chase cards, but I don't think I don't really care for them much. Amex cards just look nice. They look way nicer. They're built for rent because can double dip with other credit cards. Jamar Smith, CSP plus CFU plus Amex Blue Cash Preferred. Interesting little setups, definitely. Yuri went from two Amex Everyday Preferreds, Amex Gold, US Bank Ultra Reserve, City Premier, Saver One, PayPal, Future Debit, or gift cards from Staples via in cash, killing it. Rex Play, Chase Cash, CSR and Ink Premier are beautiful designs and weighty. I would like to see I like the old Premier. I like the old, actually not even the Premier, just the old ink designs. I like the more blue look instead of the black look. But I hear you. Ian says rose gold all day. Ian, especially you should not be saying that. I mean, I don't know any times I've ever went to Costco and I saw, oh, let me buy that rose gold bar. Never saw it. It doesn't exist because there's no reason for it to exist, just like the rose gold cards. Okay, it's classic gold or bust. White gold was done. It was a bust. So we're not worried about it. Johnny, of course, Yuri, come on, Yuri. Come on, Yuri. Why you gotta fight me on this? Why you gotta be such a contrarian? Ian says fair points. Oh goodness. I had that one in the chamber. I was ready. Sylvia says, I'm not an Amex fangirl. They're just not willing to pay for a coupon book that's on life support. LOL. Hopefully they don't go through this because I just like the CSR. My hubs are JFK and LaGuardia. And make no mistake, just to be safe, I don't mean fangirl in a negative. I know some people use that in a derogatory. I do not. I have the utmost respect for Sylvia, and if I didn't, Joe would come and I would have to put that wig on and be in witness protection. So no, I hear you though. I hear you. No, really, nobody wants to deal with it. To be honest, nobody wants to deal with the coupons. So I'm with you, Johnny Ma. Team Hilton Surpass shirt when at this point. At this point, I should just have a shirt that says Hilton Grand Vacations and Surpass and just call it a day. And just push the timeshares. Ridiculous. Oh, goodness. Remy, 180 people in here and only 11 likes. Come on, y'all. Hey, I appreciate it. But hey, listen, if you wanna really, well, it doesn't really support me. It's really benefiting you, but join the venture capital Discord down in the description. You'll get a lot of cool, interesting conversations. Extend the conversation in text form. Come on, come on in. We welcome you in with open arms. Ian, will I be able to get in Chase Lounge tomorrow with just the Ritz card? I haven't gotten the Associated Priority Pass card yet. I mean, I could double check with Key for you. But as per her, I believe she told me that she was able to just show her Ritz Carlton card and get in. I wouldn't fully quote me on it, but I'm pretty sure she told me like in the past she was like, because I there was a discrepancy on the card, and I was like, you think this is fine? And then she was like, I honestly have never had an issue. I just like the Ritz card and then go in. So I don't know if that means priority as well, or if they can just scan the card and cool. So I would say I think just the Ritz, you're fine. That's what she said. I can double check, however, but personally, that's what I was gonna do. I mean, I have my priority pass now with the Ritz anyway, so I'm just keeping it in there. But I will try with the Ritz anyway. And then, oh, Yuri actually says yes, you can get into the Sapphire Lounge with just Ritz. Cool. All right, there we go. There we go. Good to know. Good to know that she was. What I remembered her saying was correct. Yuri says my price line through the 3 card is going to get nerfed soon. Very sad. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear. I know you get some good value from that. Leon says, if you could only stick to one card issuer, who would you pick? I mean, it depends on like if I was just like, okay, I'll put it this way. If I was just starting out, I think I can get everything I would really love done if I only had Amex. I think I could easily blow through Amex and get like all the welcome offers again. Like if I could start today and get a green, gold, and platinum in that order, so you don't disqualify you from future welcome offers, amass 300,000 Amex points, get a business gold, a business platinum. Like if I can run through that over the course of a couple of years, get upwards to maybe 600,000 or 700,000 Amex, that would be enough to get everywhere that I would want to go for a little bit, So it's like that's my only goal now. Like I've changed my whole perspective on this whole game in the last month. Where I'm like, whatever I need to do to get the currency to get the trip done is like that's all. So I'm not even worried about anything else. I'm just thinking like Amex points very plentiful with the welcome offers. I would just go for that. Honestly, I could easily transfer to Hilton, and again, you have the Hilton lineups, easy points, like all that. So I would Amex all the way. Yeah, I think you get the most value with that. Sylvia says, no worries, LOL. I have mad respect for your willingness to do the timeshare presentations. I'd get to New York I'd go New York on them if they kept pressing me to buy a damn timeshare. True. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. He's like, get off me. I made a joke. I remember when I was at the timeshare once, I think I told my wife, I was like, they grabbed my arm, like they strong armed me. I said, get off me. So I hear you with the getting New York. Yeah, it's I'm with you there. It's that would be funny. All 3 of us, let's go to a timeshare. Sylvia. Super Sal, yes. In my hand, I have the new Chase coupon book. Oh my goodness. All jokes aside, if I pay the current $550 annual fee, I'll keep another year and try it out. Yeah. 100% easy value if you do that. Did I miss something? I feel like I missed something. Oh yeah, Kevin. We just ended our stay at Soho Hotel in Toronto, Canada. Redeemed 150K city points to preferred hotels, converted to 600,000 points, enough for 2 rooms, roughly 2.2 cents per point. Nice. Good stuff, Kevin. For those who are unaware, city points can transfer to I prefer at a 1-to-4 rate. So it was 150K turned into 600K. Got 2.2 cents per point, on par with some decent, lower end Hyatt stays, but for probably an awesome hotel out in Toronto. So that's amazing, Kevin. Hell yeah. Got to get more data points than I prefer. Yuri also, yeah, he got 2.5. Yeah, I prefer in Mexico City, Medellin. So that's great. That's amazing. Ian says you always need to double the points you think you need, so you have the points to book the next trip. That's a good point. No pun intended. That's what I've kind of found recently. It's like, I don't know, getting into the world of actually booking some of these flights and these hotels in other countries, I realized like one thing is that I think most people don't think about, and I was talking about this with Caleb, he was in the chat earlier, but I think one thing that didn't think about for a little bit. I did, but domestically, but I never did really did abroad. But I never really thought about like, okay, what airlines do I actually want to fly? What hotels do I actually want to stay in at X location? And so since I've really kind of changed my thinking to more so like, okay, I really want to do like I guess even specifically months ago, because this was months ago when Cody Little found me that Emirates business class flight, one with the bar on the plane, for Italy coming up. I knew for years that I wanted to book that because I seen him. It's a story piece, right? I've seen that in movies. I'm like, I always wanted to book that. Cool. So we have that book now. So hopefully product doesn't change, knock on wood, that we get that. Also, I've seen, plenty of videos, a lot of like the movie, like the headline pieces on YouTube, like right, ANA The Room. I wanted to book that. And so I went through Chase Yokoyama's whole guide on how to do that. And it's the best guide out there on ANA. Because literally from watching his video to 2 weeks later, I now have, well, I guess this was 2 weeks ago, but I now have 2 business class tickets booked on ANA. Unfortunately, not the room. I got both times I got the business class seats that are not, even though it's the right flight code, it's the right route. It's not the room, but I'm okay with it because it's the old product, but it's still business class ANA, and I don't want to risk it because it's for like a really busy time anyway next year in Japan, for cherry blossom season. So on top of that, sorry, Ian, I know. Ian he also said, all right, the Emirates. All right, yeah, all right. Look, Ian also said that. All right, we'll give him his props. I know. Sorry, Ian also helped me with the Emirates flight. On top, Ian's gonna kill me. One day I'm gonna see him. He's just gonna punch me in the mouth, and he's be like, "That was for everything." I was all right. Anyway, and then I had a thought. I was like, well, there's one trip I'm not gonna talk about because I just don't want to talk about it, but it's gonna happen and soon. But I want to talk about it till it's done. But I do want to talk about the further out ones. Also, shout out Michael Wong. He's the absolute patron saint of credit cards. Go watch his channel, Michael Wong Credit Cards. Type it on YouTube. It's literally right there. Oh, right. Michael Wong actually met Ian. That's right. How tall is he? I mean, don't dox him, but let me know just so I know what I'm up against. Um, so what Michael Wong has been helping me almost daily, help me like figure out the whole game of international travel, and he helped me get these ANA flights as well. He was like, okay, I think that's not the room. I don't think that's it, but I think that's a good flight, and I think you should stay there because it's a busy time and you got to do it. Told me about the Park Hyatt in Kyoto, like one of the hardest hotels to redeem apparently in the world. And he was like, bro, just go on rooms.aero, set an alert. Sure enough, this morning, an alert went off. Park Hyatt Kyoto came up, and wham bam, we booked it. This one right here. We literally we booked it, and I'm so freaking excited. We just got one night, which he said is fine. Because hopefully another day will come up. I want to get 2 nights like he did, but I mean, come on. I mean, that's so sick. 45,000 points, $2,300 cash rate. It's like a 5.5 cents per point. Just booked this morning. Hopefully nothing happens. Like, I'm putting out into the world, and now it's, actually we had to cancel your stay. So not good wood. So then I got that book. So I'm like, oh, now I want to center everything around that, and it's a perfect date. I want it, Michael Wong got me really excited. Also, JP Knowledge got me really excited about Japan Airlines. I was like, I would love to fly business class there and fly from Japan back home, because that would be you can have access to the Sakura Lounge at Narita. So I'm like, all right, now I gotta go grab some AA miles. So let me get some AA cards, and I just need 120K to get me and her business class one way. So I'm like, okay, now I have a path now. So now I just have to find, another seat for her, for me, for business class going there an 8A, and then I could just book the two Japan back, and I'm clear there. Hotels will be fine. I got decent Hyatt. So I don't know. I really reframed my thinking to like, now it's not so much about the cards themselves. The main thing is like, what do you care about? Like, I for years have seen creators talk about like Michael Wong, the Park Hyatt Kyoto, or the Emirates flight, or the ANA, the room, or whatever. Now I'm like, oh, there's a whole world of interesting things to book and flights, and it's not even talking all the hotels in Italy and other countries that we have at the moment, and then Japan. And it's like there's so much out there, and the only thing that I'm thinking in my mind is like, how can I get enough points to get it all done? It's only thing that's the only thing I'm thinking about now. And so I don't know. I'm just kind of talking through my experience. I don't know if you guys, if that helps you guys as well. But that I just feel like it's been the most enlightening thing, because I really like for years just all domestic, and I didn't really know the game of that. And I still don't. So Michael Wong and a few other guys, they have helped me immensely to understand like how these things are booked, how to find them, what currencies to get there. It's like it's a whole nother world. So I'm so excited to do them, and then hopefully share them. And maybe if there's other people who haven't done it, I can help them do the same, because it's like it's so cool. But now it's just like now I have to wait and actually do the trip. It's so annoying. But I think I'm now in it, so I think there's going to be a lot in between as well. So I'm interested. Ian says for Kyoto, I got the best place for you to eat. Ian, you always are dropping the knowledge. I know you got the place in Italy for me. And then now Kyoto, absolutely. So hell yeah. I will definitely take that tip. Absolutely. Oh my god, so excited. I just don't want anything to change, man. I don't want anything to go wrong. Ian says, are you skip legging ANA? That's how I did it. No issue, just called and cancel after. So again, I'm a novice. What does legging mean? I don't know what that means. I don't know what would that term mean? Am I legging it? Do you mean no, just called and can't? Yeah, what does that mean? I don't actually know what that means in this game. My life on Earth. Good to know you finally get to know Japan. I was born there. Really? You were born there? Wow. Very cool. Um, very, very, very cool. So that's cool. Yeah. Hopefully I get it. All right. Hopefully I get it done correctly. Michael Wong is helping me though. He's holding my hand through it, so that helps. Michael Wong says, Ratana in Milan. Me and Ian concur. I actually don't think I'm going to be spending any time in Milan. I'm going to land there, hang out for a little bit, but I think I'm going straight to Como. I think it's a better move than Como. Yeah, I actually, funnily enough, I canceled. Technically, I didn't do it today, but technically canceled my Park Hyatt in Milan, and those points have now been diverted to Park Hyatt Kyoto, which is pretty cool. And Sylvia says, "As Sylvia did a video on Park Hyatt Kyoto, I instantly fell in love. It's oh my god, amazing! I was watching Michael Wong's video this morning. Can't stop talking about Michael Wong of Long Way Travels. It's amazing." Ian says, so for ANA, since you have to book round trip, you normally skip one leg. Oh, interesting. So I don't know if this means anything, but I booked one way. So I just did one way, 75K from ORD to Narita. And so I got that one J class, and then I have to find one for me. Hopefully, between now and a day out, it'll open up. If not, I might. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. So far it's just one way. But I booked via Aeroplan is why 75K via Aeroplan, because I had those miles anyway. Ian says, which JLL product are you flying and how are you booking? It's been hard lately. I think you should book Econ and roll a dice for closing. So I've been doing, again, Michael Wong, shout out. I've been doing more research, and I've been looking at it every day. I'm going on Seats.io. I want to see what the availability is like every single day. Like I'm checking for 1 week out, 2 weeks out, just to see. And it really does seem like through AA and Alaska for 60K to 75K per one-way J, very easy to find a couple weeks out. I mean, like very, very common. And it's like multiple seats. Like even yesterday I saw AA was like leaving May 11th from Japan over here. I think it was like Narita or D again, or no, SFO. I'm not sure. And it was 60K each, many seats. So it really doesn't seem like, as Wong would say, it's like they're like the king of last second bookings. As far as product, I don't even know, to be honest. I know there's multiple I haven't even looked into it yet, but I know there's different planes and there's a newer product, and I'm not fully entirely sure which product it's going to be, but I just know if I can do business, JL back, and it's it's decent, I think we'll be fine. And And so, yeah. So I mean, I'm just checking every day. I'm like, is 2 weeks out guaranteed? And it really does seem like it. It really does seem like it. So I think that's what I'm going to do before we leave or in the middle of it. I'm just gonna keep checking for the last second because it's like every day I see it. I see more and more and more. It's kind of crazy. I could actually probably even, let me see. I could probably even pull it up right here. If I switch, let me see if I could do this right quick. Boom. It actually, crazily enough, um, JetBlue. I don't know if it's going to last, but JP Knowledge said this. He put a lot of people onto it. Let me show. Here's what I found in some of my journeys here. Okay, so this is no, this one. So this is 2 weeks out from today. And if you want to go from these few airports, so these are all Japan, this is Narita, Haneda, and Osaka, over to Chicago, JFK, or San Francisco. JetBlue is crazy. I mean, JetBlue, you can get one tomorrow, 3 seats, $60K each. You can get one May 22nd, 5 seats. That's all, business on the 777. But then there's AA, right? You have some AA here, 3 seats, $60K each, 2 weeks out. Then you have Alaska, 75K. So I'm like, I'll have enough Alaska or American Airlines by this time. So I feel like I'm not too worried about it, actually, after just looking at it for weeks and weeks. So I don't know. That's what some people have told me. The experts have told me. Fog Runner says Sapphire Reserve is the best international travel card. Whoa, Fog, you're gonna get beat up around these parts, man. People, they don't like to hear that. That's funny. If the credits are USA centric, it's less good internationally. Yeah, I think I can see both. I can see both. Woman says, I don't think Anthony can wait for a 2-day transfer from ANA. Yeah, see, this is a little bit going over my head. I still don't fully understand the whole the legging. I think I don't still fully understand the legging, that word, what that means. BA Tanker, on the Chase UR portal, there are sometimes points deals that get you around 2 cents per point on domestic flights. Really, maybe like the CS4. That's cool. See, I love. Be cool if people talked about that a little bit more. I wasn't aware. I guess like it's a X amount of cash back or something. So that's pretty cool. John Dodo, just hit my 100K offer on the CSP. Looking to take a domestic trip first to LA and San Francisco. Any suggestions? I mean, if you're if you're going out there, I won't even give you that because I haven't been out there yet. So yeah, as far as like those currencies for flights out there, I really haven't looked much. Yeah, closest was like Portland, Oregon, to be honest, and it was like okay with Delta, but no, it's different. Yeah, for the 100K. So I won't even give you anything in that to mix you up. I'd rather some other. If you want to join the Discord, there's probably plenty of people that would have great insights for those exact routes and then hotels in those areas. I would say. Let me not mess you up. Life on Earth. Oh, I did see earlier. I see Ian said you wouldn't stay in Milan as well. Wouldn't spend much time. Life says Milan is not worth spending time at. Not to me at least. Sono Japanese. Abito. San Francisco Bay. Piacere, Anthony. Piacere. Life on Earth. Very nice. Okay, understood. That's funny. Cool. That's good to know. It's good to know. Do you speak Japanese? I'd like to know. In DMA, if you have Amex points, I bet we can get you on the 99 flight. I agree. Close in is easy to find, but are you checking the same season? Tomorrow isn't. Yeah, I guess I have been checking the last 2 weeks. So I have been checking in April for this, and it has been the same. So yes, it is the same season that I've been checking for that. But I don't have any Amex points, unfortunately, for that. So my goal was I still have an extra 75,000 Aeroplan. So my goal was like, if that opens up, maybe. if that opens up, maybe. I'm assuming though, to be honest, I'm guessing at some point once we get closer, I'm going to have to get some Virgin miles and book it in the way that you're mentioning. But I'm not sure. I'm not entirely sure. Ian says, I think it's a good idea to book a backup before an econ. I agree. Yeah, I think so. And I did see one. I ended up letting it slip. It ended up being a good thing because then I got a better flight. But now I don't for mine. So we'll see. But the whole plane I think is empty so far. So we'll see. It is. And by the way, for anybody who's looking for ANA business class, I'm not saying I'm an expert or anything, but I've been checking like every day for a month. And I have found for some reason right now, and I know it's between 30 days and 355 days out, but I've been noticing like basically 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, right around 10:30, a new one. Like every day I've been seeing one in the last week. Like that's how I booked one recently. It's how I booked one last week, like immediately. So like if you can check, go on seats.arrow, check. It's always like ORD to Narita, or if I more often Japan to over. So Narita NRT to ORD. I'm seeing that open up a lot. So like 10:30, it seems to be open because like if you wait for ANA, I found for the alerts to come off, you're too late. Like the alerts hit you 3 hours later and it's already booked. So I've been checking at like 10 a.m., 10:30, and like bam, I've been consistently finding it. So it's like it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Newgan says the commenter meant skip lagging. It can get you blacklisted easily, and it's against fair term. We're not do it more than once every few. I still don't know what it means, man. I still don't know what it means. What does it mean? I'm such a novice. uh, what does it mean? I don't. They don't care if you call them. They keep the points. Oh, what is this? It depends on the route. How you pay. Oh Lord, what does it mean? Michael. I should not be here. Transfer time to Amex to ANA can take up to 2 days. Booking a round trip via ANA can be risky due to the wait time. Oh, yeah, well, for sure. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I've read a lot of that. It's like kind of have the points right. That's why I like that I have the Aeroplan ready to go, and I was just boom, able to book it, if I needed it. And so she has a seat. I don't have one. I mean, Indian takes about 2 days. Yeah. And you have to book round trip. It's probably why you went the Aeroplan. Yeah, because I would prefer to have more experience. Like I'm also of the opinion, like on this YouTube channel, I've told Ian, I'm capped by the experiences that I have. So if I can just accumulate more experiences, like different airlines, different types of hotels in different countries, the faster I will grow and the more experience I'll have, and the better everyone is for it. If like some reason someone likes how I explain something, and if I can share new info that I've learned, okay, cool. I just feel like everybody does better if that happens. So it's like I'm capped. I'm capped by my experience. So it's like if I can just get more of it. So not everyone has to do that, but I would prefer like, oh, I have experience on ANAJ. I could talk about that now. Oh no, now I have experience with Japan Airlines business back, and I'm like, okay, I can experience that now. I can talk about it. So that's my whole game. It's probably different because content creation versus just traveling. But my goal is like, how many different things can I get done that are also cool? I feel that's just kind of my general feeling on it. Boxer. Andy, what's up, buddy? What's going on, Boxer? Man, this is crazy, man. I appreciate everyone being here. It's crazy. 117 people after all the news. After now, we're just talking about travel. I feel like we haven't had this heart to heart in a while, just a sit down talk. So for anybody that spends any time with me, obviously, it's very, very appreciated. I don't think I have, the greatest things to offer, but if any of this is beneficial, it means a lot, means the world to me, absolutely. So thank you guys for being here. New again, as Ian said, man, it's not a problem. The rule you're suggesting. Skip lagging is basically. Oh, okay. Hold on. Let's see what this means. Cowling. Skip lagging is basically you book RD NRT to Osaka, but just get off at NRT. It is used because the extra leg can often bring down the points. Goes. Oh, interesting. Thank you for that. That's very interesting, huh? So you'll book the crazy, if it has to be multi legs. Just because it might be cheaper, and then you just get off and you just don't get to your next flight. That's cool. So I didn't even think that was a thing. I didn't even think that was something, but it makes sense to me. It makes total sense. No, these are direct flights that I have booked. So at least that's cool. And it's like 13 hours. So that's fine. But that's cool. Good to know. Thank you, Callie, for that. That helps a lot. So okay, cool. Yeah, okay, cool. Mr. Wong, there's a risk and a book it close anyway. I'm learning from you guys in real time. And it's cheaper on points to Japan, especially for round trip, but that will change in June when you could book one way. Yeah, that's true. Ooh, I know you said that was changing. That's scary. Wow, interesting. Wow. Okay. Let's see here. Let's see. All right. My Life on Earth for bookings after June 25th or so. You can now book one-way award tickets on ANA. Also, miles are going up after that date, just in case. Yeah, so that's cool. So I guess I would have to, just to be safe. Honestly, I would be willing to do that if I can somehow squeeze out a business gold welcome offer. I actually don't know what is the cost for ANA direct on ANA. Like if I transfer my Amex points to ANA, is it 60K or is it 75 like Air Canada? What is that amount? Because if it means that I would get more availability post June 25th because you can now book one way awards. Granted, like Michael Wong says, like it's probably going to be harder now. Um, I wouldn't mind sending those points over just to keep there to get that second ticket for business so I could sit with my wife. So that's you're making me think about that. That's interesting. Thank you for that. Hmm. I'd love to hit a business gold. Michael Wong, credit card Japan meetup in 2026. Let's go. Oh man, that would be crazy. I mean, I'm gonna be there. So I'll be there, So man, that would be cool. I mean, I'm thinking I'm gonna try for like 2 weeks there. So if it's like couple days with everybody, that'd be sick. Should we do it, Michael? I don't know. Oh God, that would be cool. That would be really cool. Maybe we can put it together. Look, you guys might show up, right? Maybe. That's interesting. Mike, and by the way, Mike, what do you think about that too? You think it'll be easier for me to get that done if it's just straight ANA for the one way to get there? Closer out. Filmo, when you're 52 and overweight, skip legging is a different thing. Yeah. skip moving is basically Filmo, you're not overweight. Don't say that about yourself. We got some good steps in, good calories burned. Yeah, that's you don't have to worry about that. What are you talking about? You look great. All right. So there's that. All right, just updating something. Yuri says I booked ANA with VS Miles, was pretty cheap. Nice. Very cool. He's not using part of the tickets he booked on the same itinerary. Yeah. Interesting. Remy says skip. Okay, thank you. Thank you very, very much for the insights on that. That's good. I never heard of that. Wow. That is the reason VS got devalued twice last year due to ANA bookings. Geez. It's not though because you can't book one way right now. You got to burn that second link, so you got to add that point cost to your total. Interesting. Supercell says thoughts on the Saver X. If those rumors are true, I think I'll cancel my Amex Gold and go the Capital Ecosystem. The only thing I would say with the Saver X, so I did a video actually a few days ago. Oh wait. Oh yeah. Oh, sorry, I didn't even mention Michael Wong. Thank you for that two spot. I just reacted to it. Didn't say thank you for it. So thank you, Mike. Yeah. So I did a video a few days ago on the Saver X. I don't know. I think still, even though I like even though if you just go head to head, like Amex Gold versus Saver X as far as credits and multipliers are concerned, yeah, I do think Saver X wins. But I still don't think a Saver X beats a no annual fee Saver. I mean, I should say if you don't have a Venture X, like if you don't, I'm sorry, if you have a Venture X, like if you have a Venture X, I would just save the $300 and just go book something else, have fun, a trip or something. I probably wouldn't pay for a 1x more on what is it, dining and a few coupons and stuff. I probably wouldn't waste your time, to be honest, and I would just keep a no annual fee. If it came with a welcome offer of like 75K or more, I would say yeah. I would say for a year, cool, then move on. Basically what I'm doing with my venture card, which you could do today. But personally, yeah, if you don't have a Venture X and you want to, dive into some Capital One ecosystem, like I'm assuming you don't have yet, then yeah, I could see Saver X. Get a good welcome offer. I think you'll win over the gold, especially if it's earning miles. I don't know if that was substantiated, but I thought the idea was the Saver X would be earning miles and not cash back. So if that's the case, then yeah, I could see that for sure. Yeah, I think you'd cover a lot. Obviously not all the travel stuff, but it would cover a lot, I think. Yeah, so that's interesting, for sure. So I would love to travel to Korea, family of 5, and doing a little research on flights. Yeah, man. As I've been noticing, there's a lot of for a lot of airlines. I notice a lot of them end up laying over in Korea. I bet Michael Wong has talked about that or at some point. But I bet I don't know. I bet he would be able to help you. Like, I bet there's a way to do because now I've learned about stopovers from him too recently, and like, what? How do you really do this? Like, what's the real deal with the stopovers? And it's like, okay, cool. You could fly from SFO and like I was looking at SFO or I think even LAX EVA Air business, which looks really I would really love to fly EVA Air, but it seems like the availability is so hard for 2 tickets. Um, you can do a stopover for 3 days. I think that's what he's doing in Taiwan, which I would love to go to. And then you'll finish your trip. You can get on the remaining flight over to Japan. So, but I noticed a lot of them ended up doing layovers in Korea. So I wouldn't be surprised if you could do like, midway through, or yeah, I guess just straight there, right? Obviously, yeah. As talked about stopover, you talk about direct. So yeah, that'd be cool. One day I'll head there and I'll be able to have insight for sure. Thank you, Tom. SoCal says, look to the Asiana Airlines, but it seems difficult as there's no transfer partners other than IHG. Anyone info on how to obtain Asiana miles? Interesting. Um, if they're refreshing the CSR, they were doing the CSP too. Who knows? I don't think so though. Ian, I was laughing at this. 2v1, make him move his trip to match us. Oh my goodness, no! Don't bully me. No, I have my thing set. I don't want to move it now. I don't want to move it unless somehow. But see, that's the only thing. Oh, actually, no, I could confirm that. The only thing I will do is I will move it if it's within the same dates and I get the room. Even though some people online have said like the old product, ANA business class is like better. It's like cushier seats and more space somehow. Not more space, but cushier seats, and they just liked it. But then a lot of people like the room so much better. So I'm like, I would do the room just because it's more YouTubeable. More people are typing in the room than the old product. But I mean, look, I'm happy to get anything. I'm lucky to have anything, so I'm just gonna keep it. Cherry blossom season, busy. Okay. And I just gotta wait. I hate it. Kicks through Mel. How to use a Hilton $50 credit on a reservation before you take the trip. So I mean, you could just do an advanced purchase rate, on Hilton. You can technically just some of the rates will allow you to prepay today. So if you know you're going to be staying there for sure, then you can just book it, pay cash now under those advanced purchase rates. And sometimes you get some discounts too, but sometimes they're non-refundable. And then that would code towards the $50 credit, and you can effectively pay down some Hilton stays for a future Hilton stay. So like every quarter you could just do that over and over and over. So yeah, I would say that's how you would do that. Mm-hmm. Sylvia wants to go to South Korea. Erie says, do you know what Shuversal is? Who's that? SaverX is junk. Just get Saver. Yeah, I'm kind of with you. Yeah, I'm actually fully with. Yeah. Phil, Japan meetup. Let's do this. Oh, how crazy would that be? That would be so much fun. Maybe I have to campaign with this. Maybe I have to campaign. Once I have my thing fully booked out. Right now we have a hotel and 2 flights, which is gonna be 1 flight soon. But that would be cool if I'm gonna be there 2 weeks. Maybe we can make it happen. But then people got to start booking like now. Like now. Oh Lord. Mm, mm. Thinking about it. That'd be cool. Longway says flown Asiana J and A350, solid product go service. Sadly bookable just through Star Alliance. Also, you can do Air Canada. So the Asiana. Oh yeah, that's where I've seen a ton. Yeah, I've seen a lot of Asiana, as you mentioned, through Air Canada. For sure. Yeah, we can do a last minute challenge, FM style, to see you can get there in more style. Meet him for sushi and go home. Listen, if one of you guys somehow had a trick that can get me business, I'll say it here live. If one of you guys somehow had a trick that I can get the business class seat and I could sit next to my wife, or at least business class, I won't say right next to her, but like somewhere in business class on that flight there, I'll buy you both sushi. I'll cover the bill, and you can order whatever you want. I'll get you. If you can somehow help me get that done, any way possible, as for the flight I have currently, then yeah, I'll cover you guys. I will cover. I'm down. My goal in life is to visit Japan at least once annually. This is amazing. We have such a good family here. I love it. Life and I think it's around 95K round trip, SFO to Haneda, plus fee of around 400, something close to that. Okay, so 95K ANA, really. So that is a pretty tall order to send some over to ANA for a last minute booking. But if the if the points are there, data points are there, that it's like very possible, then I will. I mean, I'll do what I have to. Oh, 95K round trip. Oh wow, that's really good actually. Oh damn, that's really good. I wonder what one way would be once they change it. Will it be half or what's the deal? What's the deal with the one way when they change it to June 25th? Well, if we do this, it would be twice. True. Supercell, I don't have the Venture X. I tried the pre-approval and got approved for every card but the Venture X. Damn. So Supercell, I mean, what are you worried about? Why not just get did you get approved for the Venture Awards? Why not just get that? I mean, if you can get 100K right now or 75K plus travel credit, I mean, that's great. That'll fund a lot of travels. You still get 2x back on everything. Just use that for your groceries. Don't worry about the 3x. Just get 2x on the venture. Why not? $95, get the annual fee. I mean, get the welcome offer, and then move, next year, see if you're pre-approved, and then move on to the Venture X. And now you will have accumulated like 100,000 miles, and got in the ecosystem. Like that'd be great if you did that. Absolutely. To Cowling, ANA's award charts will supposedly be for US Japan low season 50K, regular season 50, and high season 82.5. Okay, so that makes sense. Yeah, that's basically around everything I've seen. So 82.5, I'd be down with that. I'd be down with that. Absolutely. If it's a one way, yeah, one way. I'm down with that. And more chart with miles, right? Oh yeah, actually, that's what they mentioned. Thank you for that. Oh, Ian, that was a dumb thing to say. Here's some money. You're gonna need it. Oh no, the challenge is on. The challenge is on, and if so, we'll do Wagga Wagga TikTok. Oh man, Ian, you're crazy. We'll get you both on a video. We'll do videos. We'll add your referral links. We'll make it a whole big thing. I'll try to support you guys as much as possible. We can get Ian and Wong if they get it done. We'll get your credit card referrals out in a video, whatever you want to put out there. I'll get you dinner, but I don't care. I'll pay whatever I got to pay. But I swear I will do it. So you have my word. That's so freaking funny. I can't. Oh, sorry, John. John, don't be so pissed. Come on, man. Wait, where was your last question? How far up was this? How far away was your question? I don't even see it. There have been times where it doesn't come up. It doesn't come up. Super simple at that. Oh, John Doe's got a little upset. Ooh. Oh, I'd love to hear what you have to say, though. I'd love to hear. Let's see it. It may not have come up. But if you're talking about the trip, I think that was you, right? That was the trip earlier. Yeah, I'm just not going to tell you like where to go for California if that's true. Never did it, so I'd really not lead you astray. I can tell you some thoughts, but it's based on other people's data points and stuff. My first U.S. car, Chase, never Capital One. Let's see here. Everybody has been shunned by them. Yeah, Yuri gets everything. Yuri never gets denied for cards. Absolutely. Capital One sucks in terms of approving people with more than maybe 4 cards. I mean, I don't know. It's weird because now I'm my own data point for it because it's like I was I was never pre-approved for any of the cards like Venture X, Venture, and then all of a sudden 8 months later, after the last time I checked, and then I was pre-approved for Venture X. And I have like 20 plus cards, so it's like, I don't know. I almost feel like it's time in some cases. I couldn't even tell you what I did differently. There's nothing I did differently in those 8 months that allowed that, but yeah, that's pretty interesting. So yeah, I don't know. Honestly, actually, another data point with that is Mr. Daniel. I did a video with him recently, and he was like, he tried the pre-approval on a Friday, nothing, just like a venture with the horrible the Venture One, and then on a Monday, he got pre-approved for the I think it was, yeah, I think it was the Venture X, and then he got the Venture X. So it was like a difference of 3 days. What happened from Friday to Monday? What happened? That he got pre-approved, but that happened, and now he has a Venture X. So like, I actually do think, don't give up. I think if you do the pre-approval, I personally would think, based on that and my data points, it might just be so random on the day. Nothing else would lead me to think that other than those points. But it's like, if you could just go like every Monday or every, Monday, Wednesday, I mean, just do it in the morning, right? You wake up just like I do now with the, uh, you know, just the, the thing with the seats.arrow and stuff, like checking these flights every morning. Just make that your thing, pre-approval every morning. So, that's very, very cool. Sue says, I thought you got the Venture X through Calby. You got it on your own. No. So when I went to apply for my Venture and got approved for it, it I was also pre-approved for the Venture X, but I decided not to because I didn't want to pay the annual fee, and I preferred the 95, and I can get more miles and get a travel credit. Ended up being pretty good because that travel credit came in clutch. There's a place I booked abroad somewhere very soon, that I was able to supplement with that credit to book basically a night somewhere in a nice Hyatt. So that'll be cool. And then um, yeah, I think there's that, and then I use some other credits too. It'll be interesting. Yuri says, I don't even check pre-approvals. Your time's worth more than that. What's the point? What's the point? Supercell's like, I want to go to Japan and do the Mario Kart experience they have. Might have a slight buzz before I do that. I mean, the Supercell, if we go to Japan and we do a meetup and I see you drunk and just go woo, flying around in Mario Kart, I mean, that's funny. I mean, that would be funny. Let's see here. John Doe says, no, I'm not pissed. I was just saying, all right, you know what, John Doe, just to make things right. And in customer service, it's not just making it right, it's making it better. So you know what? Let's do this. Let's see, because I don't know, but maybe what airports are you flying out of? Let's see. So let's see. You said, I think, specifically for Amex, but we'll just put anywhere. Let's see. If I was going from my airports, let's just put in a few that are around me, and then we'll do a couple of big ones. I don't know where you live, but let's see. Let's put a few. What else can we do? Can we do this? A lot of people positioning. All right, let's just do that. And let's say we're trying to go to SFO or LAX. Let's see as far as flights are concerned. And let's see, I don't know when you're going, but let's just see if we want to go next month. All right. And honestly, seats.arrow, if you guys have not signed up for this, I'm going crazy with it. Like, it's the best tool on earth. I can't believe it took me so long to use it. It's so amazing. So let's see. If we want to fly from these airports, how can we get there? So there's a few different ways. It depends if you go in economy. So I guess if you have American Express points and you're trying to go economy, you could transfer to Air Canada. You can fly United. You can go, with no layovers whatsoever. Direct 15K points. Premium, you can see some here. Okay, so you got some Delta for 55K each. These are all one ways, by the way. So it depends how many points you have. If you look at Virgin, again, you can transfer that from your Amex points. So these are all one ways. So if you're just doing one way there, think about also the round trip and all that. Wow. However, if you're flying out of Dallas, see, look at that. This is awesome. If you're flying out of Dallas, this is pretty powerful. 15K Alaskan miles, which you can transfer right now. Currently, your Amex points can go over to Hawaiian, and then you can take your Hawaiian points and transfer it over to Alaska. And you can book this ANA flight business class. Again, one seat, one way. So round trip, 60K if you can get it done next month from Dallas to LAX. So it depends if you're like how close you are and what airport you're flying from. But if you want to get that done, you can get there. That's pretty crazy. Wow. What else do we got? And wow, that's crazy. So many from DFW. Atlanta's got 23,000 via AA, but you can't get those. So 25,000 via there from Charlotte. Or D 25,000. So you have some options, I think. But let me know in the chat, where are you flying out of? Maybe I can check for you. But I'm like, as Rich would say, Rich with points, who just came in, I'm super green. Um, super green, I feel like with a lot of these crazy flights and stuff. So I'm so jazzed about it. I'm like doing nothing but this. I feel like I've learned so much in the last month. So like Seats.Arrow has been my friend every morning checking flights. It's insane. It's insane how addicted you get. So what's going on, Rich? Oh, look at that. You are in doubt. Look at that. John Doe. Come on, man. That's it. Do that. You're flying out of Dallas. That's perfect. I mean, that's serendipity, right? I'm glad you raised the point that I skipped over your question. I'm glad you forced my hand because now we found you something amazing. You fly out of Dallas, you transfer your Amex points to Alaska. I'm sorry, you transfer your Amex points to Hawaiian, and then you go from Hawaiian to Alaska. Very easy transfer. I've done it before a couple times. Very easy. And then bam, book your flight. I don't know when you're flying. Obviously, this is June 14th, June 16th, all these next month. But if you want to give me some dates, I could check that for you too. But look at that. 2 seats right now, one way. Come on, man. That's amazing. that's amazing. I love that. Look how good, man, that's crazy. That's so crazy. Imagine a live stream where it's like I just do Seats.Arrow. I have the paid version now. It's like $9.99, so $10 a month. And so you can search out a year out. Supercell says Seats.Arrow is free. It is free, but you can only search for 60 days out. So technically, like John Dodo could use it, the free version, and find these flights himself. Well, actually, no, he's going July. So there. So let's see for that if we're going there. And then I'll talk about it. Also, before you guys sign up, if you're really interested, I do have a referral link now, baby. Let's go. And it's not the reason I'm talking about it. Everyone gets a referral link for seats. It's not a creator. Anybody who signs up for the paid version gets a referral link. But hey, listen, if you learned it from me, use my link. Help me out. Anyway, I'm just kidding. Well, I'm not really. If you never learned about it, there's a link. Why not? That's what I do. Anyway, so yeah, so we're looking for, let's see, so we're looking for July 1st, you said, right? So we can switch it to just the one day. Let's see if there's anything right. Yeah, same. You're killing it. John Doe, this is your way. That's the best. I mean, look, again, if you want to, use 60K for that, I would, if you have a lot of Amex personally, because, you're flying business. Otherwise, I mean, economy 75, it's half. It's wow. It's just going to be so much more everywhere else. So that's what I would do. I would go straight, if you're going to LAX, cool. But there you go. There's your seats. Yeah. And you get it done. But yeah, I love this freaking tool, man. It's been like a godsend. It's helped me learn so much. And I love it because you can set like alerts and stuff. You can this is how I found this is how I learned you can find ANA flights to there. So I would you put in which programs you want, like if it's Amex, Capital One, whatever. If not, I just leave it open because if you have a lot of, you can. If you have the paid version, you could do a text, and I like it because this is how they did it. This morning they texted me that there was availability for the Park Hyatt, and bam, booked it within a minute. So really sick. Which airports, the date range. So I said the dates to like a whole month. Business class, how many points you're willing to spend. So it's really sick. Again, maybe I'm probably preaching the choir, but I'm just so new to some of these little tools, and it's amazing. So yeah, and then you put in your airports, put in destination airports, the time, but yeah, so it is free, but you only get 60 days. So I guess whatever, July, yeah, I guess you could, yeah, July, 9th or whatever today, this May 9th. When you have the paid version, you can go higher, like you can go up to 180 days just to see, like if you were trying to find, like, let's say, like even let's see the flight I was talking about, like if you're trying to find ANA, the room business class, I could choose 180 days from today. Here are the routes that they're going. I guess coming home from Japan, we could do that first. It'll take a second. And yeah, if you guys, maybe you guys all know about this, but I just feel like if I never used it, then probably a lot of people haven't either. Let's see. So, sometimes I'll filter by like Air Canada, and then I'll do business. And then sometimes you'll find that when you do this, it's harder to see. Like you can see this one, that's ANA N19, but that's economy. This is ANA business, but this is not the room. The room will have, you can see I have it pulled up. Oh no, it went away because my computer crashed. Never mind. I had Chase Yokoyama's video pulled up, but essentially the routes will end in like NH12 or NH11, NH101. go check out his video for that. But yeah, technically this is business class, one way. Um, but and there's a stopover. I mean, layover. But yeah, that's kind of, it's just so sick. I'm sorry, maybe get too much. But there you go, John. I hope that helps, man. I hope that freaking helps. That's awesome. That we do that. Michael, why the refresh on the CSR if they got a ton of people to sign up for the CSP who won't be eligible for exactly? If we're gonna give you a ton of freaking points, man, why am I gonna allow you to get a welcome offer? Why am I going to allow it? All right, you're gonna get the CSP, and then you're gonna upgrade, and you're gonna pay the annual fee on day one. You're gonna pay 800, and we're not even gonna recoup you with a welcome offer because you already got one on the CSP. It's probably all part of the plan. Divine intervention, man. Probably. Let's see. I was saying, let's see. Oh, John, no, I'm not. Listen, John, I'm not upset. No. I mean, Evan, look, you did come at me a little bit. Let's be honest, John. You said I can't believe you skipped over me. You could have just wrote it again. You could just say a different way. There's easier ways to do it. But no, I'm not upset. You kidding me? From New York, man. It's impossible. Boxer Anthony, Longhorn or Texas Roadhouse? Need dinners. Now we're getting into dinner suggestions. Longhorn or Texas Roadhouse? I mean, on average, I think Texas Roadhouse tend to be better from most people who I talk to who go to both, but I think they're more busy. They're just busier. So I think your main issue there is like, how busy is the Texas Roadhouse going to be? How long is the wait? Am I willing to wait that? If not, Longhorn, then Longhorn, if you're not willing to, go hard. You say Longhorn is +2 in the gold card though. There you go. Hell yeah. Absolutely. So I would say, yeah, maybe go Longhorn. I was there not too long ago, maybe 5 months ago, 4 months ago. It was very good. I loved Longhorn, actually. Actually, I probably would prefer Longhorn. It was a lot quieter. Texas Roadhouse too crazy sometimes, but I'm sure Rich has something to say. that he probably has some Texas thoughts on that. Absolutely. Yeah, man. Rich's site is amazing. It's amazing. Absolutely. Go check it out. If you just type in richwithpoints.com, he's got an amazing site. He's got really good stuff. You can input different like that. Like his site would be awesome because, if this all was true, like the CSR and stuff, you can interchange on what's valuable to you. You'd be like dining credit, I don't care about it. You would remove that and you could see what your effective annual fee is and all of that on his website. So shout out to Rich, 100%. Okay, been using that site for over a year. Booked 2 business class flights from JFK to London for $90K. Awesome. Very nice. Appreciate you, John. Salute. John Doe, I really wanted to find that hotel you're staying at for your honeymoon off the cliffside. I can't find the YouTube video with the name of it. Where did I stay for the honeymoon off the cliffside? Oh, are you talking about the recent one? Are you... Wait, are you talking about the View, Lugano, in Switzerland? Let's see. Let's see if this is what John Doe. No, we don't want to see what I've been browsing. This one. Let's see. Yeah. Is this what you mean? It's not off a cliff. I mean, I could see what you mean if this would mean like off a cliff, but it's like we're overlooking Lake Lugano in Switzerland, a half hour from Lake Como. If this is the one you mean, then yeah, the View, Lugano. Otherwise, I'm staying at the Hilton Lake Como, in Lake Como. So, is that the one? If so, hell yeah, man, go for that. I love the tool as well. It helped me find 4 business class seats to and from Europe for New Year's. Very nice. Absolutely. Remy says, no, you want to do 180 days from 180 days for now. Yeah, I mean, true. Yeah. Good point. Good point. So then you get the actual full year. Mike said, I just missed it. Did you do SFO to Japan with Chase UR? Yes, actually. Yeah, technically, I moved so if I had Amex points, I would have done with them maybe, but I had an excess of Chase points, so I moved 175,000 over to Air Canada Aeroplan, and so you can find the ANA business class flights for $75K and like $60 in taxes, one way per ticket. So in my mind, I was like, all right, that's 2 business class seats to Japan. I have found out of, well, I will say it's out of my last month of checking every day incessantly, very much harder to find ANA from the US to Japan, much more often reverse, Japan to US. But yes, SFO, if you want like the room route, that like if you're gonna get ANA the room, then it's SFO, it's JFK, and it's ORD. So Chicago, JFK, New York, and then SFO, San Francisco. So yeah, I used my Chase points, transfer to Aeroplan, use that to book the ANA both flights. So yeah. Xavier, when does the CSP offer go away? Who knows, man? Oh, what am I saying? No, I do know. It's the 15th, isn't it? I say who knows. My snap judgment. I don't know. Yeah, it's the 15th. Yeah, it's the 15th. Yeah, I wonder, however, so I know all the affiliates are dropping it on the 15th. But are the personal, like public offer going away on the 15th? Probably. I would say the 15th is safe. So I would apply the 14th latest for sure. It's funny because whatever. But it's good to know in these things then. Johnny, also Chase is not going to let their flagship card annual fee be cheaper than United Club card. That's a good point. You really think they care about that? That's interesting. That's interesting. If the flagship is, what is it? Isn't it 650? Yeah, it's 650. It's expensive. So yeah, would they let it go below that? I wonder. Yeah, I guess that's a good point. Another one. That's another one of the books there. That was it. Okay, let's go, John Doe. If you want to see it, well, actually, you don't need the video because that's the hotel. But just know it was one of my Hilton Surpass videos. I don't even know. You were binge watching. Well, thank you for that, sir. I appreciate you being here and for being there. Yeah. So the view is cool in Lugano. Yeah, I liked it because I used a free night here, and they all have suites. So the room literally looks like this, like just the one you could use for a free night award. Looks like this, and it's like 130,000 points. So literally, like a Surpass welcome offer can get you 2 nights here, and it's about 1,400 a night USD. So like you're getting a $3,000 hotel for the welcome offer on a Surpass, and the rooms are like this, overlooking like literally the lake view and everything. They have a complimentary car you can rent for free. The electric car, electric bike. I can't tell you how excited I am for all of it. So that's freaking cool. The View Lugano, where is it located? Anthony, you're still on. Yeah. Yes. Listen, I'm going as long as people are going. Listen, we're having fun. We're having fun. I appreciate everyone who gives me any time. So, we'll see. The View Lugano, where is that located? So that's in technically Switzerland, Lugano, Switzerland, but it's the Italian region of Switzerland, literally a half hour from Hilton Lake Como. So like Milan, what is it, like an hour train or something to Lake Como? And you can drive from Lake Como about a half hour to get to Lugano, where that hotel is, the View. So that's what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna literally either train or drive up there. We'll see. And then yeah. So actually actually I think even easier, you can actually take a train from Milan. Like if you're landing in Milan, there is a train that goes to, I believe it's called like Paradise Hills or something like that, or Paradiso. I think it's Paradiso. Anthony Bove knows. I think you take the train to Paradiso, and that's right where the View is at Lugano. So you take a train from Milan straight to there, and then if you want, you could work your way down. You could get the complimentary car there, and then you could drive around like Lake Como. I'm guessing that's what I'm gonna do. So I think that's pretty cool. And it's just so much value. There's just so much value in that hotel. So I'm so freaking excited. And I researched it, and everybody loved that hotel. Everybody on Reddit who stayed there, they loved it. So I was like, screw it. Let's do it. Ian says RD is by far the easiest to find the ANA flights. Yeah. Yeah, I've seen them more often to and from Chicago. Yeah. So 100%. Yeah. That's, I'm telling you. And it's great. It's crazy because it's funny what this does to you. Like when you start trying to find the route and you're like, this is the flight I want. How do I get points for it? Because, I learned so much about so many other currencies. I was like, Basically, anytime you go on a year out, you're going to be able to find ANA business via Lufthansa. So I was researching, like, wait, how do you get Lufthansa? And it's like, oh, it's very hard to get Lufthansa direct, but you can always find availability. And then there's like, if you look at 2 weeks out, like no matter what, there's like, I don't know, I'll just say, these are kind of funny things. Yeah. So let me see, let me do 20, 14 days out. Let me see. Usually you can find show individual. Oh God, what happened? I broke it. So I like when you hit show individual flights, because then that'll actually show you what the airline is over here instead of like click in. So this little blue symbol is ANA. But I found because I'm only on one program. But I found the Australians, man. The Australians are killing it. Because if you look, this one right here, Virgin Australia, Velocity, likely these right here, the NH8, these are probably the room. Might not be, but they're pretty much they're probably the room. But all of these ANA business class for 82,000, but it's Virgin Australia, and you can't get Virgin Australian miles unless you're like Australia. They have like cards and stuff. Like the Australians have access to some crazy cards that have crazy availability for Asia. I've realized, like Qantas, you can frequently get business class JAL, but it's a little more expensive points wise. But like I realized recently that Qantas has like American Express has a whole Qantas card lineup, all for Australians only. I was like, damn. But apparently, if things are listed on Virgin Australia, they're also available on Virgin Atlantic. So even though it won't show up, so I don't know about that. It's just what I've heard from like Sean Lane and Sherwin and that BS podcast. Like I read some stuff and they said that. So I don't know. But I just thought that was interesting. Like the Australians just like killing it. They're really killing it. Xavier, hopefully they get approved by then. Yeah. Yes. I hope you do. Get those 100K, baby. Marvin, got approved for the CSR recently and just got my car a week ago, trying to get the sub on it. Oh, very nice. Okay. Yeah. Listen, get your points. Absolutely. Gurmeet says, my CSP got declined. How long should I wait? How long ago was it declined? I mean, I think conventional wisdom would tell you 30 days, like reset it, and then apply, but that's going to be tough if the offer ends May 15th and you just got declined like yesterday. So maybe it's worth, reconsidering. It's very hard to overturn Chase on the reconsideration line. Personal. For business, it's a little bit easier, but still tough nowadays. But personal is very hard, but it might be worth it. It can be done. So it might be worth, waiting a little bit, doing reconsideration if it's only been a couple days since you've been declined. Otherwise, I'm sorry, I don't know. You might be out of luck, but we'll have to see. Let me know though. Keep tabs with me. See what happens. Merlin, I just got the preferred last month, and I was thinking of upgrading next year. Yeah, I mean, look, if something happens, like in my mind, if you have a CSP now, got 100K points, cool, nice. Use it, enjoy it. Use your $50 hotel credit in any way that you see fit, and then if for some reason more of these rumors come up and it's like more substantial, like, oh, this is happening, like the CSR is definitely getting a revamp, I would just upgrade then. Like if you knew, like you're willing to take a gamble, like listen, it seems like it's happening like right now, like more things came out, I would say go for it. Get that new card, get in there before the high annual fee hike, use all those credits. You'll actually have really did well if that worked out. Ian says you're hooked now. You'll never have enough points now because you're going to keep booking a year out. Exactly. Exactly. So now I'm like getting all the trips booked for the next year, 2 million plus or something. Now I just got to keep going. I consistently have over 1 million points deployed now. That's awesome. So excited. So excited to join you guys in this whole game. That's great. At least the international game. Bill Wright. What's going on, Bill? Bill's always dropping good knowledge. Appreciate you being here. Added the new Visa CSR dining. It adds a window in the Open Table app that advertises the restaurants in the program. That's cool. So if you guys don't know, Open Table, it's pretty much like Resi. You can make reservations on the platform, but there's a little window that says, "Oh, CSR dining, like available." I like that. I like that it makes it easy to see. That's cool. I'm still hoping that they can have like those Visa perks, right? Like the free dessert, free wine. That'd be cool. Gerby, 2 weeks ago, I'm gonna miss the offer. Uh, I mean, is the 15 30 days? Is the 15 30 days? Check how many days, but listen, just know this. If you don't get it, and like I said, recon's very hard on personal. It's likely not going to work. I don't, I'm usually optimistic on these things, but I just kind of know it. Um, just know that even if you miss this, there's always another offer out there. Always, no matter what. Anytime I've ever been denied or something didn't work out, there was always something else on the horizon. Like, oh, this is actually another interesting card. Oh, let me get that. Or let me get this. You never know what tomorrow brings or where you want to travel next. So, you know, I really, you never know. So I wouldn't worry too much. I wouldn't really worry too much. And really, yeah, you're missing out on what, 20K. They'll drop it down to 80K at some point. 20K is not the biggest deal. So you'll get the offer at some point. I wouldn't worry too much. You'll be good. You'll be good. I mean, look at me. Look at me, Gurmeet. I'm the worst. I got the Amex Green, the Gold, and the Platinum card. All the total welcome offers on all of them from 4 years ago is like 100K, maybe 120K. Like I think I got 60K Amex Plat. I think I got 45K Gold, and I got 45K Green. Right, so that would be 90 and 60. So okay, so maybe about 150K Amex. You can get that on one. You can get more than that on one Amex Platinum now. So it's like, yeah, I missed out on a lot, but that was years ago, and we didn't know what was going to come. So there's always a new bonus on the future, man. I wouldn't worry about it. Boxer saying, yeah, I had him on recon for 3 weeks, but still denied. Damn. Sorry to hear. Ian, Qantas and Cathay are the best for booking JL award space since they get a first 360. Yeah, man, always Qantas, but it's like a little bit more expensive, 90K per via Qantas for JL. But listen, if you had to book it, listen, that's pretty cool. It's just too bad. I just had no idea that Qantas had a whole line. Like Qantas has a whole American Express lineup of like high annual fee cards, like 450 annual fee, 250. I'm like, whoa, the Australians, man, where are they? My Life on Earth. You can book ANA via Virgin Atlantic. You just need to call. Yeah. I'm excited to see when they change it to the one way and see how that works. Because then I might have to play around, get some other currencies, and I'll have to get some Amex or Chase points again somehow. We'll see. Bill Wright, the CSR travel credit is always used quickly with rideshare use. I guess Chase didn't make anything off that. Yeah, true. Yeah, no changes, right? So, Rizal, any thoughts on why hotels won't let you book presidential suites or similar in points or award availability? I think it's just for the I guess the simplest answer, which is like, why would they do that? It's like if they know how often that these suites get booked and they're 10x the price of a standard room, you know, I think that would be so insane. That'd be so insane if you can book. It just seems too crazy. Like they would lose so much money on so many of us booking with points. I just don't think it would be, worth it. I mean, it's crazy what we can do today. Like again, Park Hyatt, I booked this morning. Park Hyatt Kyoto, hard, like one of the hardest to book. I even laughed because Michael Wong once was like, "They're so hard to book." He's like, "I even checked like cash rates and there was nothing available." It's like it doesn't even show up. There's only like 70 rooms in the whole hotel, but the cash price on that standard room is technically $2,350. I looked it up in USD. I mean, if they allowed for some crazy room that was like 10x that, 10,000 a night. I mean, I don't know how that works on the bottom line for hotels, but probably wouldn't be as pretty. Um, and so like, as far as like good rates, like obviously you can book suites and stuff for higher rates. Like you can book, if you want to, you can book some suites for 1,000,000 Amex points a night in certain places, or even like a few hundred thousand or like a couple 100,000 Hyatt points for some suites and some crazy like sold out places, but they're suites. But for presidential, I don't know. I think it's just the obvious answer is like it would just cost them too much. I don't know. But the cool thing is, if you have enough status, you can be upgraded to that. So you can book with points at a low level, and you can have a birthday, you have an anniversary, or suite upgrade awards, and you can get higher. You can get higher up. I don't think I've ever been technically upgraded to presidential. No, I've been upgraded to like expensive ones, but never the presidential. There's always like high level suite, but nothing like that. Close a couple times, I think, but never. Actually, I technically the highest like name upgrade was the executive suite at a random Hyatt place in Virginia, or a Hyatt house. It was like the executive suite. It was like a house. It was pretty cool. It was like an apartment essentially, but so it's cool. I love what we could do in this game. Xavier says, Anthony, do you have the Chase business card that gives 5% on phone and internet? Do you know if that card also has cell phone protection? I do have that card. I do. I am assuming it has cell phone protection. I just never use those benefits, so I never really know. Let's see. Let's see, Xavier. And just so you guys know, I'll probably leave in the next 10 minutes, I would say. So if you have anything else, let me know. Let's see here. Let's see. Chasing business. I guess excluding this little searching. Does it have it? I mean, I think it does, right? Don't most of them have that? I just never look into it. I never really look into that. I mean, it wouldn't be on. Oh well, no, it wouldn't be on here. Excuse me. Can you get me to like cell phone protection? Let's see. Amex Planet, like the Chase Sync. Okay, so yeah, I mean, this guy's saying it's almost have it. I just don't see it on there. Well, Chasing Preferred is. Oh no, never mind. Here it is. Chasing Preferred is the only thing that offers cell phone protection. Yeah, I guess, look at that. I didn't know. But it earns on all these different things. So Chasing Preferred. Yeah, I guess the Chasing Cash does not. Interesting. Yeah. So yeah, interesting. Okay, good to know. So it'd be the Chasing Preferred. Yeah. If that helps. But I do have the in cash, which is like the phone and internet, and I love it for those. Forget it. 5x on AT&T. It's pretty good. Paying like 100 a month. It's 500 points a month. It's really good. I actually have to do a video on like the roundup of the in cash, like how much you could earn in like a year, just with like the miscellaneous stuff. Yikes! I recently opened 4 cards for subs plus Smartly. January, May, got declined for the venture just yesterday. How long would I have to wait to realistically get approved? I think for Capital One, realistically, most people tell you. I think most people say like 90 days. To be honest, I don't really follow the rules in a lot of different ways. Yeah, I mean, don't they? I think they say that, but I don't know. I wouldn't see any issue with after 30 days, unless there really is like some hard rule that people have like hammered. But the main thing I would ask is like, did you do the pre-approval? Did you do that? If not, maybe after 30 days to be safe, start looking on the pre-approval and then keep doing it until you are, then go for it. But yeah, let me know for sure. But I think most of these are 30 days, but I feel like some people have told like 90. I just don't, I don't know. I'm very much like, as much as I'm in this game, I'm very much a layman with like certain rules and I don't know, tricks to get approved. I just like, if I don't get approved, I just get a different card. So I never try to like think too hard about it. Probably to my dismay, but I'm very relaxed with this whole game. I feel as opposed, relaxed in that way. Other than like, I don't really care what the inquiry is, and 524 is cool, but I'll likely blow past it very soon just because of some things that I want. But yeah, I would just say see if there's other cards, or just wait 30 days, do pre-approval, see how it goes. Parker, my trip is end of July, and I'm out of 290 Amex rule and gonna get the Aspire for Diamond to hopefully get an upgrade. Very nice, Parker. Hell yeah, man. Absolutely. Go get that card. Go get you that. That'll be a fun time. Absolutely. Gurmeet, agree. I am new to USA game. Have got all Canadian cards. Oh wow. 1 year into the USA game. Listen, you're collecting cards from other countries. You're killing it. Got the Aspire, the Platinum, Delta Gold, and I'm thinking of going Marriott Brilliant. Wow. Yeah, that's what my first thought. How do you justify Marriott Brilliant fees? It is easy to justify Hilton Aspire fees. I want Marriott because of United and Aeroplan Silver status or two Marriott Titanium. Oh, that's interesting. That's a good way to game right there. Yeah, so I mean, I could see you have a little plan there. Personally, I mean, I don't have the card because I've never been able to justify it. I looked at it a couple times, but the Brilliant was never for me. Probably won't be for a while. I mean, look, if you're gonna get it, like, the way I look at the game and how I like to play it, and maybe this helps, I just like to go really hard with a couple of things. Like for many years, it was like all in Hilton. Then I went all in Hyatt. Now I'm doing kind of a hybrid. And I'm just like, find out wherever you're going to be traveling. Like, okay, there are a lot of Marriott stays in like these next few locations. And you're like, yeah, this, I want to go here. I want to go here. And you're like, okay, these amount of points that I'm getting from the welcome offer, that will segment for there. Cool. And then I can use some of the credits, organically. Then I would say, sure, get it for a year, and see how it worked. Either way, you're going to be coming out ahead. It's just, past a year is a problem. And also, is there cheaper ways to get some Marriott points if that's what you're looking for? But, I think probably a lot of people would tell you, like Stan and a few other folks, that like if you're doing it just to have like the Marriott stays, Marriott Titanium, is it fully worth it? I don't know. I don't know if that's fully worth it, but so yeah, that's this is a discussion. I can't, justify it, but I would see where you're going, see if those points make sense for those areas. If not, leave it for next year. If so, get it and then reevaluate next year, I would say. But just make sure that you're not really eating a hole in your pocket. And it's not like you couldn't turn 650 in annual fees into 3 other welcome offers that can get you in other places. That's the only thing I would think about, the opportunity cost. Ian, yes, significantly more expensive, but guaranteed date and time, that's worth it sometimes. 100%. Yeah, no, 100%, Ian. Legit. Yeah, that's perfect. It's already one way. Oh, interesting. So we were talking about ANA direct on those currencies to have the one way instead of the round trip. Right. Okay. Right. Johnny Ma, he says the F&C and the monthly dining credits make back to 650. I mean, there you go. It could be as easy as that. Absolutely. I don't, at the moment I'm not really too caring about the F&Cs on them, but that's today me. Tomorrow me might be different. Xavier, I called recall when Chase had like the 5 free nights and got it overturned. The guy didn't even hassle me about anything. Really? Nice. Okay. That's great. That's awesome. Wow. That's like, you're one of the first people I ever heard like a personal card, and got it overturned. That's cool. And says, do the same thing you're doing now. Check it at 10, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is midnight JST. And if you see an award availability on any website, call Virgin Atlantic and book on the phone. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to just do that. But I will say, out of all this time that I have checked, I have not once seen on Seats.Aero Virgin Atlantic for ANA. I don't think it's popped up once. It's popped up on Lufthansa. It's popped up on Air Canada, the United as well. I'm not sure, but I don't think I've seen Virgin yet. So I'm like, what's the deal with it? Kicks through Mel. When I take vacations, I usually don't stay in the hotel, so I usually get a nice hotel, but nothing too expensive. Yeah, and there's a world for that. There's a world where you just stay many, many more nights at a cheaper place. And then as Ian says, Kicks, I used to say the same thing and I do the same thing and I'm never in a hotel. But once you stay at one of these best in the world hotels, you change your mind on that. That's how I feel. Some of these really nice ones that I've been to in the last few years, it's like really changed my mind on like the hospitality and all of it. The benefits of it, the service, it's just amazing. Mike, what's going on, Mike? Late to the party, as always. My CSR annual fee is about to post. I plan to downgrade, but should I wait? Again, I just don't think it's something that you have to, I don't know. They have all the blogs talking about it. Obviously, we've talked about it today or for a while. But I don't feel like it's at the point where I would feel comfortable saying like, yeah, get it before it goes up, because it just may be all a lie. it may just be, a rumor, or it may be something that happens a year from now and maybe the Chase employee is right, but just timing's off. You never know. So I would probably wait to see something a little bit more substantial. But even if it changes tomorrow, I think you'll almost always have a grace period anyway. So you can like upgrade and still get the old annual fee. So that's what I would say. I wouldn't go extra, go out and get it just in anticipation. But I think you know what I mean. Just kind of wait until we have a little bit more solidified info, I would say. Gary says, just FYI for the team, you could stack top cashback with PayPal. I had 21% cashback on Instacart, stacked with 30% using PayPal, bought an Apple Watch for the wife. Damn. Heck yeah. Yikes, was pre-approved. You are pre-approved. All right. Yeah, maybe just keep waiting, man. Maybe just keep waiting for it. Points, Phil. What's going on, Phil? When are you getting the Aspire car? I don't know. I don't know. I'm really trying to just keep the annual fee super low and get it all done. I don't know. I might next year. I might. It depends. It might be this year. Some people are like, you got to get the Aspire before you do all these trips, and I'm like, do I? Do I? I don't know. Maybe I do. I know you want me to get it. Maybe you will. We'll see. We'll see. Could use those points though, and another free night. Jealous of that Canadian Amex Gold Vault. I know it looks so nice, right? Pretty powerful card. Stone Dig. The other day I posted that I'm going to get the CSR, but now I maybe just wait a little bit longer if it's definitely 795. Yeah, I hear you, Stone. Yeah, I would wait. Definitely. No reason to rush into it. These are USA. So the biggest selling point for the premium cards is lounge access. When a no annual fee card includes it, you won't see that much hype. US Altitude Connect. Yeah, so like Connect gives you like 8 passes to Priority Pass, right? So I think the idea is like, do you want just Priority Pass? Like I think a lot of people who love the lounges and stuff are domestic travelers who love their Sapphire lounges, their Capital lounges, and their Centurion and Delta Sky clubs. You're not really getting that elsewhere, outside the US. So it's like, yes, anywhere else, the Altitude Connect is powerful, but majority of people, working constantly and have a few trips they can do domestically, one trip a year. I think that's your target for those lounges. Not saying it's right or wrong, but I think that's kind of the headspace. But I hear you. Yeah, I mean, like the Altitude Connect's a great way to get Priority Pass, for free. So absolutely. Kevin, what's up, Kevin? Not happy? This is maybe one of the biggest nerfs to the CSR. Oof, oof. I hear you, Kevin. It's true. Is it true? I don't know if it's true, but I know a lot of people think so. Type A, booking my first flight through Chase, but travel partner have no direct flight. So am I wrong in thinking the portal or booking direct with the airline and just using my points to pay for the tickets? So it depends where you're gonna go. Um, so there's many ways to play the game. Essentially, the way I see it is you can do two things. Like one thing you could do to make life easier is if I don't know if you were here earlier for the seats.aero. What I would do is do the seats.aero, do the free version, see where you want to fly, see what currencies can get you there first. Okay. So like if you were like our man Joe earlier, and you found that it was Alaska, business class for 15K each, right? One way. But if so see like all the prices for those flights. Okay, cool. Then go through the portal and see what the prices are on there. And if you go through and the partner airline has way cheaper, like half the cost of the points, like you can, instead of 60,000 Chase points, you could technically transfer 30,000 to this partner and then book via there. Then that's going to be your best bet. So what I would do is compare, because it's not always the case that the partner is better. I've often found better redemptions through the Chase Travel Portal with the Sapphire Preferred at 1.25 versus booking Delta Direct, even considering Delta Takeoff 15 with the card. So it's not always that the partner is better. So I would just say go on seats, do the free version, check like a month out, just see what like average prices are, 2 months out, average prices. Learn it, see what the deal is, be like, okay, I can do this, I can do that, like see what it is on Air Canada, you can transfer there, see what it is on, other currencies you can transfer from Chase, and then go back in the portal, see what the price is. Because again, if you could do the same flight for half the points, that's winning. So that's kind of how I would do it. So you're not wrong. I think just do the searching, really, do the research, and really the research takes, I would say, an hour. Just go through, look on there, be like, oh, that's interesting, go in the portal, look on there, go back again. That's what I would do, to really maximize your points. I would say nothing too crazy, and it's good to get experience with that. I feel, as I've been doing it more. ANA, so you got to search an ANA website. So DMA is complicated. I can break down. Appreciate you, Ian. Appreciate you, sir. I hear you. Yeah. It's so it won't show up the version. Oh, that's why. Okay, so I guess availability. Okay, got it. And then you would call them. They're not in the same alliance, but they're partners with AA. Okay. And Johnny Moss is Party Pass is kind of man in the US. Yeah, seems so. Seems so. My life, they have award availability on United or Canada, then call Virgin to book. Yeah, true. Yeah, 100%. Melting cheese. What credit score you need for Venture X? Man, I haven't got a question like that in years. Most of us are really like killing it with the credit scores. Interesting. Venture X, I mean, what like what do they advertise? Probably like 700 plus, right? It's not like Amex where it's like 670, 680, 650. So I would say Venture X 700 plus. You're pretty much in the clear. But do the pre-approval. That's the biggest thing. Pre-approval Venture X. See if you're pre-approved. Highest likelihood of getting approved. Cool. Let's see. Johnny Ma, like a $10 visit kind of lounge. Ian says few of the best SLHs in the world. What are you talking about? You're mostly I think you were talking about something else. Manuel, can't wait for the Amex to eventually refresh the green card. I know, right? When are we getting that done? So I can finally jump onto that and the sign up bonus and the gold card too. Yeah, man, would be cool. What's the points? There was a points, premium promo I jumped at, but not sure I'm using more than the basics yet. Anyone else? Yeah. So the points dot, not the points dot me from Amex, that promo. So I haven't used points dot yet actually, so I'm not familiar. I have to wait on this. Reggie, I have to wait on the City Strata Elite to come out to see if the reserve is worth it. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, QC man, what's popping? TLDR, you think the rumors are mostly true or no? Define mostly. I don't know. I think I guess TLDR. I actually am now leaning towards mostly true. Maybe not mostly, but I feel like I'm like 55-60% true. Could happen. I'm pretty leaning either way. But only because it kind of makes sense with timing. Like they got the reservation thing. They are changing some things in the portal right now for hotels and stuff. They've been laying the foundation for a few things like Matt Clausen has found over the past year. So I'm like, it kind of makes sense. I don't know. Now, before I started like the stream and a day ago, I was like, probably not true. Now I'm closer to like it might be, but I still can't see it, but it might be. So if that's your answer, I'm like 50-50. I don't know. Oh God. If so, it'd be really cool though. Xavier, since you're almost done with the stream, I'll ask an unrelated question. Do you have any tips for YouTube? I started a channel about 2 months ago. It's a horror gaming channel. Any tips will help. Yeah, if you want. Well, I'll give a quick one and then we'll probably end the stream. But if you want extra stuff, you could always hit me up in the Discord. Link down below. Just hit me up, DM me, and I can give you some extra stuff. I can look at thumbnails and stuff and just give you a little tips from some experience. But as far as YouTube is concerned, gaming's a different niche, but a lot of it solely depends on I would say in your case, kind of volume. It's like most of the guys that I see do well end up like posting daily, just whatever they're gaming at. But you're doing a horror gaming channel, so I'm guessing it's more like one-off, almost like reactionary type stuff. I'd have to see your channel. But the most important thing is, like anything in life, consistency. Everyone's going to tell you that. It's because it's the most important thing. There's basically, if you can just stay more consistent than everybody else, you will grow by default. Like it would be unreasonable for you to grow on YouTube if you just never stopped. That's the foundation of it all. On top of that, and that's would help if you DM me, is like, are your thumbnails good? Are the titles good? How's your intros in there? Are you have a face cam? Do you not? So there's a little bit of it. I would say consistency. Try to get your stuff up and running with the thumbnails and titles. Those are really important. And Johnny, you missed out on a prime opportunity to plug your next link for the YouTube. Yeah, Johnny, I saw you on there, sir. If you have any credit card questions, Johnny Ma, Minect. I don't even know what the URL is, but type in Johnny Ma, Minect. He'll guide you. He knows how to book everything. So hit him up. It's funny. So I would say, hit me up, Xavier. And I'll give you like a quick little abridged thing if you show me your channel and stuff, and it can get you up and moving, I would say. So I've worked with a lot of people. I actually do like paid stuff for YouTube and stuff for like many other niches, oddly enough. And it's actually I actually really love it. It's really fun. But anyway, let me know. Milton G's, I'll be credit debt free at the end of December, probably around 67 credit score. What credit score you recommend I get what credit card do you recommend I get to help build and get the permanent travel cards? So nice job. I mean, debt free. That's amazing. 677. Good stuff. Very, very powerful that you got that done. Very happy for you. Um, so it depends on, do you have any cards yet? Like if you don't have anything yet, and like score was wrecked for a long time where maybe you're not able to get approved for things, um, you could always do what I usually recommend, like Capital One secured, Discover, secured, easy in, absolutely get, approved. But, if your score is already that high, you're probably already eligible to get, a higher end card. Honestly, without knowing anything about you, usually my most conservative advice is probably just go with like a Chase Freedom Flex. Um, Chase Freedom Flex, those points that you earn from that, or I would say Freedom Unlimited, go with the Freedom Unlimited because you get 1.5 on everything, 3x dining, all that stuff. Get Chase Freedom Unlimited. Just use that for a while. You'll improve your credit score, and all those points eventually be used for good travel. So, honestly, if you can get approved for it, which you should be, I don't see anything wrong with the Freedom Unlimited, and just go with that for a little bit. Honestly, I think there's a welcome offer elevated right now. If you spend 500, you get 250 back, so that's pretty good, and that can fund some travels actually. Type A says if CSR does refresh, the Chase will Chase remove the 48th month rule so we can get the new bonus. Thanks. I don't think so. No, you're not. You're not getting that. You're not getting that, man. I'm sorry, it's not happening. I'm sorry, Type A. I'm sorry I'm sorry to do it to you. But it's not. There's no way. I don't think so. That'd be sick though. I'd jump on it. Absolutely. When do you think the City Strat Elite will come out? I don't know. Some people say summer. I'll go with that. QC man, they really need to add actual status for hotel and car. The car ones are just standard Visa Infinite benefits. Yeah. Maple Leaf access for United flights isn't that major. True. Yeah, man. Come on, get that Hilton partnership, right? I don't know if that's ever gonna happen, but Marvin, thoughts on the PayPal debit card? Pretty powerful. It's just you have to have the money in your account, right? It's like a normal debit card, right? So 5%, but 5% is really good. If you can get that, I know Daniel Sparks talked about it, Stan as well. So yeah, I think it's a good card. If you're into that sort of thing, some cash back in some ways, yeah. Xavier, okay. I mean, oh, you're Extreme Cheeto. Okay, cool. Yeah, I've seen you in there. Yeah, let me know. Milton Cheese, yes, my score got wrecked over the years. I have nothing, so I'm starting over basically. All right, so with that high score, go with the Freedom Unlimited, and then let me know what happens on the next stream for sure. All right, folks, 3 hours and 15 minutes. Let's go. My wife's gonna be upset. She was like, "You want to go to the pool?" I was like, "Yeah, I'll probably be an hour." No, it's 3 hours. She's gonna be so pissed. But listen, I gotta be here for the family, right? All right, so thank you all for being here. This was a fun freaking stream, man. I feel like it's been a while. So I hope you learned something. I hope it was fun, entertaining. I learned a lot from you guys. So it means a lot to me. Again, like I said earlier, it's like it means the world to me that anybody would want to hang out with me, me in general, but let alone a live stream for a few hours on a Friday. So thank you all. Special shout out, Mike Newland for the stream, 20 spot. Thank you, sir. Woodsy, also amazing. Appreciate you, Woodsy. Always here for us. Filmo, our our bromance on the reserve. Thank you, Filmo. Kevin P for the sticker. Michael Wong for helping me with everything. Ian for helping me with everything, and QC man for the super chats today. It means a lot. Deuces, enjoy, and just have fun. Keep traveling, man. And I'll see you guys next time. All right, take care and have fun. All right.